It's September 17, 2017, and this is the final at the YMCA ground in Covington, Conyers for the APL 2017 finals. The two teams fighting for the finals is Kennesaw Eagles and Lithonia Lightning. Both have fought very hard and come to this stage. On the party over here is Mr. Shawan from Future Tech, the CEO of Future Tech. Mr. Nilesh Patel is the member of the APL committee. We have Neil Patel, the member of APL committee, myself, Viral Pandya, Mayank Parekh, and Anj Balasu from the APL committee. Now I would like to call upon the captain of the Kennesaw Eagles. He's going to introduce his team. Roy Silva, please. Along with Shawan. Hold it. It's recording in this. You can introduce your team.
First yourself. I'm Roy Silva, Kennesaw Eagle captain.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This is vice captain.
Carlos Alexander. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Ishmael Parchment.
Pawan Patel.
Kalyan. Thank you.
Ranganathan.
Yogesh Bhakta. Thank you.
Chirag Patel.
Thank you.
Govind. Vishal.
Taresh Grover. Thank you.
Hayat Danza.
Parvez Davran.
Good.
Thank you. Good luck. Do well.
Thank you.
Support from outside, not inside. Yeah.
We'll have the officials. We meet the officials on this side, please. German Lindo.
Nice meeting you.
Vijay Malela.
Aditya Gaja.
Thank you. Of course, Phillips.
Hey, you made
Mula
it back.
Brown. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice to be back.
All right. Thanks. All right.
Okay, guys.
Thank you very much. Keep it safe and fair.
We'll be in.
So Shane Anderson.
All right. Good luck.
Amrish Vail.
Milan.
Jabran Gul.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Anirudh.
Tulak.
Srinath.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Ishwar. Thank you.
Atul.
Pradeep.
Sneh Patel.
Hi, Kapil.
Good luck.
Vivek.
Good luck. Hey, Ricardo.
How you doing? Good.
May the best team win. We'll have the toss. The teams can go back to their for the warm-ups. We would like to have the two captains here. We have the two captains and the umpires, please.
Jermaine and Vijay and Aditya.
How are you?
So
Lithonia Lightning, you guys are home team. This is closer for you guys. And you're the past winners.
Mr. Phillips,
All right,
welcome to
your
the
call.
radio. I'm doing good, Mr. Brown. How about yourself? Yes, hanging in there. This is
As
my
is the
third time
call.
here, and it's always
As
exciting.
it is.
And this year
it's Kennesaw Eagles winning the toss. And what would you like to do?
We are batting first.
Any reason for batting first?
Because actually this ground pretty small. We want to put the good score in this ground. Then let pressure in the opposite team.
All the best. Fight hard. Play fair, buddy. Thank you. Vinod, they won the toss and decided to field.
Decided to field?
I mean, sorry.
Surprising. Yeah, that's fine.
Everything fine?
Yeah, everything fine.
All
Yeah.
the best, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, live commentary. Game going to start momentarily right here in Covington, Georgia. Overall, it's not a bad day. There are spots of clouds in the skies, a slight tint of breeze blowing, and we've just been handed the batting orders. And what we'll do, I will go through some of the names. Hopefully, I can make out some of them. The Kennesaw Eagles, who's batting? Kennesaw Eagles batting first, and our scorers here. This gentleman does a great job in the scoring. Rohiwa and also Carlos Alexander.
I'll tell you the name.
Yes, because
Roy Silva.
Roy Silva,
Alex Camillus Alexander.
Camillus Alexander,
Danza Hyatt.
Danza Hyatt, Ishmael Parchment, Kiraj Patel, Taresh Grover, Kalyan, Param Patel, Harish Desai, Srinivas, and Paris. Govind is the 12th man. And that's the batting order. Later on, Mr. Go ahead, Mr. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the two batsmen come to the middle. It's going to be Mr. Silva and Danza Hyatt. And from words is that we're expecting a whole lot of fireworks. So, let's see. Gibran going to be bowling from the southern end, and he will be bowling to Mr. Silva. Bowling to Silva with the slips. A gully deep, just inside the circle. There's a point, a cover, a mid-off inside the circle, a mid-on, a mid-wicket, and a short fine leg. Oh, okay, that don't be the northern because see they always play north south because the sun set east west. So we're ready to rock and roll, and Gibran will bowl the first delivery, and he will bowl it to Mr. Silva. So there's some movements behind the bowler's arm, and the batsman is asking. We're asking the spectators behind the bowler's arm if you could shift over a little for us. Thank you. So, Mr. Brown, Happy New Year. It's a pleasure working with you, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Phillips. Again, I've seen you in the past exhibited great work at this level, so I'm sure it's going to be quite exciting right here. As we're about to bowl the first ball, number 18 is going to be bowling for the Lightning. Cricket, lovely cricket in Atlanta. Ball pitched down the leg side. There's an appeal, and spectators are quite excited. The first ball is on the way right here in the Atlanta Premier Cricket League, the third year. Ruler Brown alongside Mr. Enos Phillips giving the commentary, live color commentary right here.
So the first ball is a wide, and the Eagles are off and flying. One without loss. Well, bowl, a ball that comes back into the batsman. He came forward, the ball went back into him and took the inside edge and lodged onto his pad, run out to a point. The batsman, the fielder comes in and pick up. So it's a no ball. So it's two without loss, and we have a free hit. And so, Mr. Brown, this is the danger of T20. When you bowl a no ball, you know, it's a free hit, and the only way you can get out is a run out.
It's a run out, absolutely, absolutely. There's a hit to that one. It's licked it out. It's a repeat for run out, and it's a close one. Ball is hit down to.
They made it mid-off inside the circle, sashing and distance, so Mr. Silva is off. And the total goes up to 3. And we will remind you that the Kennesaw Eagles won the toss and elected to bat. And the batsman on strike now is Mr. Danza Hyatt.
Scored 3 without loss. Ball pitched outside the half stump. Batsman flashed at it, went straight through to the keeper. We have a slip. Mid-off for mid-on. Man in the covers. Man on the boundary. 3 without loss. Atlanta Premier Cricket lead. Ball pitched outside the half stump. Batsman offered no stroke at that one. Ball.
It's a wide signal by umpire Lindo, so the total goes up by 1 to 4 in over number 1. The slips. Gully, a point, a cover, a mid-off, a man on the long on fence. And then we have a mid-wicket sharp, a square leg way back on the boundary, and a backward short leg.
Yes, indeed.
And the fielder is now pulled from long on off the boundary, and I guess he comes just outside the circle or inside the circle. And then they use the sweeper on the cover.
Ball pitched on the stump. It's driven straight back to mid. Oh. Mr. Phillips, the pace of the wicket thus far. Any impression thus far? I know it's the 5th ball that's been bowled, but on a wicket like this, what do you expect?
3 deliveries. Well, it's early days yet. You know, normally as a fast bowler, I can speak for myself. You know, back in the days, you normally want to, you know, warm up and, you know, get the blood running. Oh, Silva
That's
hit
a
that
big
one.
hit. That one could be out. Yes, indeed. The batsman gets it. Bowler gets on it, and it's dropped right on the boundary. The ball is trickled. Picked up about 5 inches away from the boundary. That could have been a big out. The fielder seemed like he could be slightly hurt down there. Gallant effort in getting onto that one, but the ball kept on drifting closer to the boundary. Dropped maybe about 4 or 5 feet away from the boundary and dribbled about 6 inches away. It was picked up by the fielder.
And again, it's going to be Gibran, and he'll be bowling to Silva. Oh,
that's one is bounced and got a hand on it. It's going to be 4 runs. 4 runs signaled by umpire Lindo. What's your thought on that delivery and the attempt at getting at it?
Well, that's a very productive delivery right there. It was short, so you get on it, get the top edge. And, you know, it's a T20, and it's the power play, so every single, every 4, every 6 is count. So the total goes up by 4 to 11, and Silva goes up to 7. And he hit that one way over the top.
Gone. Almost to the neighbor, dropped. Straight hit. That's a big 6 by Mr. Silva there. What a shot. Mr. Phillips. Comment.
Well, that's what we know him for. He's a very, very dangerous batsman, and when you get a chance to get him out, you got to get him. Yes. So he moves up by 6 to 13, and the total goes up by 6 to 17, and that's the end of over number 1.
17 for the loss of no wicket of the first over. Quite a long over. There were some no balls, and certainly the batsman, we've heard so much about this player. Talk a little more in terms of the skills and the abilities of this particular batsman.
Well, I watched him last year for the first time, and I tell you what, I think they put him down the first delivery last year.
Yes.
And that's the biggest mistake they ever made.
17.
He absolutely crushed the bowling.
Okay, folks, the bowling coming from the YMCA end or the northern end.
It's going to be Sashena. He did pretty well in the first game.
The semi-final.
Yeah, he was a standout player. So let's see what he can do here. And of course, you know, he's bowling to a dangerous batsman too. You know, so we have 2 good batsmen on the wicket, and they're very experienced. So I think what they're doing here is using the power play.
Yes, indeed.
And he will be bowling with a a third man just inside the circle, a point, an extra cover, a man in a short fine leg. Then there's a square leg to the left of the umpire. There's a short mid wicket, a long on, and a mid off just inside the circle.
Yes, indeed.
And also a man on the extra cover boundary.
All right, folks,
There's a stroke that up to mid off. The fielder comes in, picked up, then just lob the ball back to the bowler.
All right, folks, we just got an announcement to make that food is here. So the respective parties who should be paying attention to that, food is here. As the second ball of the over is going to be delivered.
He tried to whip that over the mid wicket, and I think he probably come off the pad. Good alert feeling by the man at square leg. Picked up, have a shot at the wicket. So Anderson bowling from another hand are the YMCA hand, which he bowled from this morning, and he turned down to bowl to Ayat.
Not a lot of pace on his ball, but it seemed like he's delivering on a good length and line, trying to keep the batsman defensive. That one.
That's the key of bowling in T20. You can't bowl too fast because some of the batsmen, they use the pace of the ball and hit you at the park.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
when you can learn to back pitch or off, they call it off-field pitch. Well, you know that's the key.
Yes.
But let's see how he fare against this dangerous Silver. This is somebody they will love to get out.
Yes, indeed. Silver settles in. That's driven straight back to the mid-off. And it's going to be 4 runs. What a stroke. Ball pitched up. And batsman just basically timed it and just tucked it away on the mid-off for 4 runs.
So 4 to Silver. He goes up to 22.
And the score?
22. And he goes up to 17. That was a beautiful shot. He just stroked it straight back past the bowler.
Good timing. Good timing. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So they build the man from a widish mid-off to a straighter mid-off. This time Silver
what a shot and attempt. That shot was just so, with a lot of power. The fielder number 13 dove at it. Was trying to pick it up about 6 inches off the ground, but I tell you, a lot of pace was on that one. What's the impression on that shot, Mr. Phillips?
But see, again, there's the experience came in there right there because he moved the man and put him to straighter mid-off. And what he did, he hit the ball to the left of the fielder, where he was. So that's intelligent batting. You know what he's doing.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
So he goes up by 4 to 21, and the total goes up to 26.
26 without loss, second over being bowled. There's a swing across the line on that one. Then appeal for now, LBW, and the umpire hesitates. What you thought on that stroke? The ball seemed like it was pitched in right upon the batsman. He played across the line, but what you thought?
Well, you know, we can't say it from here. It's just that, you know, this it's within the umpire opinion that the ball was missing stump. Maybe it was high because I kind of hear a little bit about the backs came into play.
Yes.
So to me, it might be a little bit high, but, you know, they're lightning a little bit dejected because they want this guy and they want him. He's a vigilante. They want him right now.
But getting this batsman doesn't say it all because we have a heavy lineup.
You got a dangerous Carmelos Anthony. Alexander that's coming to the wicket.
Carmelos Alexander just came off of a tour. He was on a tour with the American team, and he was telling me earlier that it was quite successful. And Carmelos Alexander, as you know, played in a couple of the leagues here in Georgia. Also represented Vibe Sports Club years ago when we beat your team, Tropical.
Yes, indeed.
As we continue.
So there's a little movements in the field here from the captain, the commander-in-chief. He's bringing the man from long on to inside the circle. So we got 2 men in the circle. Get the ball. Ooh. That's a cheeky shot. He tried to pull that to mid wicket. The ball swing away from him. And I think he probably hit him somewhere the thigh pad, and it went down to the man at gully. So no runs. We still 26 without loss, and we in over number 3. And remind you that the Kennesaw Eagles, they won the toss and elected to bat.
So the run rate.
There should be the umpire signal wide, so wide to the total is 27. So Jabran walked back to his mark from his southern end, and he going to bowl to Ayet. He gets a delivery which is choked down to mid-off inside the circle. No chance of a runs. The total remain on 27. And Mr. Hyatt, look, he looks a little bit tight. Boy, he's such a dangerous batsman. He can cut loose at any time.
Full toss. Ball played at square leg.
There should be, he's almost got to run out. He whipped it to back with a square, and the fielder was very, very alert, save a single. So it's kind of like a very good over so far from Jabran. Keeping the batsman in check, just the one wide. In a little mid-wicket conference between Silva and Ayet. Again, it's a good delivery. Ayat just come on the front foot, pushes up on the onside. The man from wide mid-on comes and picks up. Give a little polish on the ball. Try to keep the shine on. Very good over so far. And that's what the Lightning need from... Ayat uses his feet again. He hit it down to the man at mid-on, and again, there's no run.
Excellent fielding. The man in the deep mid-on. So he collects and throw the ball back in.
He's struggling to get the ball away, but give credit to the bowler, Jabran. He's bowling the right line and length. He's not trying to over bowl. And again, another conference between the commander-in-chief and his main man.
Current score 27 without loss in the third over.
Again, he went. Oh.
Well, bang, bang play right there. The ball was struck back the end of the over. 27 without loss, 9 run rate. Run rate is 9 runs and over.
Silva and 21, Ayat and 2. That's a very good over there, Mr. Brown. He keep the batsman in check. And it's only the one wide. So that's a very excellent over from Jabran.
Yes, indeed. Because remember, the first over was, 17 runs? And right now it's 29. So the last 2 overs were 12 runs. 6 run rate for the last 2 overs. Being bowled. Cricket, lovely cricket right here at Covington.
And they go continue with Anderson. He bowling from the northern end. But that's a pretty good start for the Kennesaw Eagles. You're looking at 9 runs and over. So if they can continue that momentum, if my mathematics serve me well, it's 2 nines with 180. That's what they're looking for, somewhere around 180.
Yeah.
And in the same breath, the Lightning, they need another over just like the one that's just been bowled.
Yes, indeed. As you have a bowler.
Oh, not like that.
What a stroke. What a timing. Ball pitched right, kind of short, pitched on the middle stump, a little to the left, and the batsman just flashed it. And that went for 4 runs. Current score, 31 without loss.
That's bad bowling right there. That ball was down the leg side. And when you're in a T20, when you pitch a ball like that, you're asking for it to be hit. And that's exactly what Mr. Silva does. Whip it over the man at short, fine leg. And Anderson will want to redeem himself. He hit that one to
and
the
that
right
one
of
gone
the bowler.
straight back to the man on the boundary. Ball's picked up, thrown back in. Get a single out of that one.
So the total goes up to 32, and Silva is on 26.
26 out of 32. Most of the scoring coming off the bats of Mr. Silva, the danger man right here.
That will run away for
That's
4.
going to elude. That's going to elude. That's a tricky one to to pick up. That's gone for 4.
So I think Mr. Henderson is having a problem with his run-up somewhat. It's all over the place. 2 balls on the leg side, and both of them have been punished. So the total goes up by 4 to 36, and we're over number 4. So that's what they try to get, 9 runs and over, and they're right there.
Yes, 180, 200 would be a good score.
And now you want some adjustment to the field. He's putting the man on the cover boundary. So I'm assuming this ball going to be pitched outside the house stump. Now it's in the
That
air.
one is hit deep, high. And the fielders won't catch up to this one. It runs into the boundary for 4 runs. Dropped about a foot in front of the boundary. That one was hit very high. Both fielders chased erratically to pick up the one, but with the sun in the sky, I'm sure they didn't get a chance to get onto that one, and that was a safe hit, actually. 4 runs. Current scored 40 without loss.
You see, Mr. Brown, he moved. They have the man on the cover boundary. Silva gets the delivery, just goes back onto the back foot and just caress it to the man at mid-off, just inside the circle, and pick up a single. And that's Danza Hyatt and get a single. So he goes up to 11. And the total goes up to 41 without loss. And this brings Silva on strike.
Batsmen on a brisk pace here, right here in the 3rd annual Atlanta Premier League right here. And some fireworks expected later on, because typically when you get this start, slow one. Right in the pigeonhole, he dug it out and went to mid-on, got a single out of that one.
So 15 from that over, very productive over again for the Eagles. So they goes up onto 42 after 4. And they're really flying at the moment, Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir. 42 after 4. That's about 10 runs and over. And certainly, if you can keep that rate, you should make the 200 as we were talking about.
Yeah, and also you set the pace for the incoming batsman with the likes of Alexander and Parchment. Of course, we know he's a dangerous batsman. And if you look at the name of the batting team, the Eagles, it's fitting because they're flying.
Absolutely flying. At this moment, the fielders gathered in the middle of the pitch and do a little conversation in terms of how they're going to get out these batsmen. And currently, right here, the temperature feels somewhere in the neighborhood of about 78 degrees Fahrenheit.
So we're going to continue with Gibran from the southern end, and he will be bowling to Silva with a man and a wide mid-arm boundary. There's a man that's going to be on the square leg fence. So there's a man at mid-off short, just inside the circle, struck up a cover, point, and a slip.
What a shot. That one is going to be 4 runs.
Yeah, he dropped just one
Drop
ball in
about
the
3
fence.
inches in front of the boundary, hit straight back over the bowler's head. An errant effort by the fielder to catch up to that one, but the velocity with which that ball left the bat, I don't think he had any chance of picking up that one.
And right now, Mr. Brown, I'm thinking what the Lightning is hoping for right now is for this 6 overs to finish. That's the power play.
Yes, indeed.
Shot down the leg side. He tried to pull, and the umpire signal a wide, so there's one more to the total, and it goes up to 47 without loss. We know number 5.
Umpire Jermaine Lindo at the helm has made a lot of progress and has moved up in the umpiring circles, representing the West Indies at some point. Excellent batsman for Tropical. What a stroke. Hit that one through the covers. Didn't connect cleanly. If he had connected cleanly, that one would have just sizzled through the glass, through the grass.
Oh, that's
What
beautiful.
a shot.
Hit
What a
straight
shot.
over mid-
No
wide
chance
mark.
of catching up to that one. That one is big 6, big 6, big 6, big 6, big 6 right here in the big Atlanta Premier Cricket League. That moved the total score up to 53 without loss. They're setting some this one is going to go to the boundary for
brilliantly done.
excellent teamwork. About a foot from the boundary. The fielders went back and just pitched it back to...
We call that a relay job. That's a relay job. You know, you got there and you got somebody running behind you. And all you got to do is just whip it back. So they're brisk. It's 55 without loss, and we know number 5. And he hit the... Oh, watch out now. This ball is coming over wide mid on and
a
into
big
the boundary
6.
for 6. Magnificent shot by Silva. Just using the pace of the ball. I hit that one beautifully over extra cover for 6. That took the total on to 61. And he's on 45 and he getting rampant. And see, that's the danger about the Silva. So it's getting dangerous. Oh, intelligent cricket. He just push it to forward a square. The man have to come from behind square. And it's always a single, so he goes up to 46, and the total goes up to 62 over number 5. 20 runs off that over.
Yes, folks, ended over number 5.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed, right here in Covington, Georgia. It's cricket. Yes, truly, Ruler Brown alongside Mr. Phillips right here on the Facebook Live. Big cricket right here, as you can see. It's an amazing game. Can you give us a summary in terms of what you've seen thus far?
Well, so far, this is exactly what I think the captain of the Eagles asked for. I'm assuming Carmelis Alexander. And he's getting it. 2 experienced batsmen. And both of them are real dangerous. But, of course, Mr. Silva is a no-nonsense batsman. And you can see from the way he started out, and he's still on strike. So this is going to be the last over for the power play. Oh, correction. The captain is Mr. Roy Silva. And he's on strike, and he's going to be sustained, and this news continue from the northern end.
Yes, indeed. Cricket, lovely cricket right here in Atlanta, Georgia. The 3rd annual Atlanta Premier League being played right here in Covington, Georgia. Lovely day. Earlier we had far more clouds in the sky. As you can see, there's been some separation in some of the density of the clouds. And the batsmen met in the middle of the pitch, and at this point, we're waiting. New over starting from the YMCA end, the Ruler Brown, alongside Mr. Enos Phillips. And to all the persons there over Facebook, there's cricket here in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, indeed, right here.
So he comes up, misses his run. So he bowled with a third man, a point, a cover, an extra cover, mid off inside the circle. A man on the forward square to the left of the umpire. Then a shot. And Silva hit that one to the left of the square leg. The man around from mid-wicket picked up. Bobble a bit, but he content with a single, so he goes up by 1 to 47, and the total goes up by 1 to 63. And
63 without loss.
In over number 6.
So Silva on 47. Run rate at around 10 runs and over.
This time he's short, he climbs on top and just rolls it out to the man at point, to the right. Picks up a single, he goes up by 1 to 12, and the total goes up to 68. 64.
64.
In over loss. Number 6.
6.
Now this is the last over of the power play. You got to keep it tight. Oh, beautifully
That's
played.
one
They
to
should
go
run
to the
away
pads.
for
That's
4.
going to go to the boundary for 4 runs. And that should be his 50, folks. He's on 51.
He's on 51.
51 runs for Mr. Silva. Excellent batting. Mr.
51 from 19. That's ball. They just whipped it to the onside and find the gap. The man from mid-wicket try to come around. But that's just pure time in there, Mr. Brown.
Yes,
he didn't bully it this time. He just
exactly.
Yeah, he just
flicked it out of his pads and tucked it away for 4 runs.
Very hard shot to play. Not many people can play that on drive. You know
yes,
that.
Yes, indeed. Gallant effort by the fielder there, but couldn't catch up to it. It's going to be caught.
Brilliantly
Caught
down.
and
Brilliantly
bowled.
down.
That one bounced upon him. He tried to get on top of it, didn't get on top of it. And the bowler was quite alert to go down low and pick that one up, Mr. Phillips.
Yeah, I think what he did, pitch him a slow delivery, and he also hit the seam because you see the ball kick. He tried to pull it, but the ball was slow. It's a slow delivery, took the bottom of the bat, and very alert. Followed through and took the catch. So that's the wicket they want.
Another one bite the dust right here. I was about to make a comment and observation to you. I'm surprised that they hadn't changed the pitching, the bowling after a couple of overs, knowing they were scoring so freely.
So the incoming batsman, I think, is Carmelo Alexander. But you ever say they say 2 trouble is better than 1. This is not. This is
Yes.
not the case.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Camillus Alexander speaking to him earlier. And yes, indeed, incoming batsman, Mr. Camillus Alexander, young batsman, a spin bowler. Right arm spinner, right arm batsman, quite an accomplished batsman. I was just speaking to him. He just came off a tour, and he did fairly well. And I'm sure he's looking to continue the scoring spree right here at 68 for the loss of 1 wicket in the 6th over. Thank you, Mr. Score.
This ball, he just come forward and stroke it up on the inside.
You know, Mr. Alexander, I've seen him play it over the years. He's a very cautious batsman. He will come in and we take 3-4 balls and show his respect to the bowler. But once he gets going, he gets going.
Yeah, he's a joy to watch. He's a very good player, a good stroke player. Not no bully by no mean.
Slow
Oh, he
ball.
bowled
He's
him.
bowled him.
What a beautiful
He has
delivery.
bowled him. Camillus Alexander is bowled ball outside the off stump. Played lazily at the ball. Pitched well. And he was bowled Unbelievable. Camillus Alexander win for 0. Wow. Comments?
Well, that's a beautiful delivery. I think it pitched on about just about middle stump, and I think what happened, the ball swing late. He was playing for the ball to come straight on, and the ball swing away from him and just knock the off stump out of the ground. And that's another big wicket. That's the wicket, and that's a good delivery.
Well,
so
folks,
Alexander is gone, bowled by Sachin, and this is for naught, and the
This
Eagles
looks like-
are now
this is,
68 for 2.
yes, indeed. It looks like Mr.
in the 6 overs.
Ishmael Parchment is coming in. Young batsman out of St. Elizabeth in Jamaica. Yes, indeed. Cricket, lovely cricket here in Covington, Georgia. Ruler Brown alongside Mr. Enos Phillips from Tropical.
That's Parchment, right? Yeah. And the incoming batsman is Ishmael Parchment. So right now, Mr. Brown, I mean, they got off to a good start, but they lost 2 wickets in 1 over. So a little consolidation is needed right now. You can't afford to lose another wicket or so. They're going to be in trouble.
And, you know, that's how the cricket goes. You know, that's why you have to protect it all the way, because you could lose 2-3 wickets in 1 over and put the pressure on the batsmen that are coming in after. We have a change of bowler from the southern end. Seems like it's going to be a spin bowler, left arm spin bowler.
It's going to be Hatul, and he will be bowling to Danza Ayat. He will be bowling with a mid-on, back, mid-off, back. Ayat gets a delivery down
Ball
the leg
that's
side.
tickled downside the leg side. Fielder comes around, collects that one, throws it back in over the wicket. It's collected. You know, typically when you have a spin bowler, you have to observe and
So Parchment is now on strike, and he will face Atul from the southern hand. He gets a delivery which he's stuck on the pad. There's a loud appeal for LBW. Umpire Linder is on move.
So Parchment stretched forward. Vibrant appeal for LBW was given not out by Mr. Jermaine Lindo. Well played ball. Played along the ground. Man coming off the boundary picked up that one. Throws it back in. And Ishmael is like that. He will take the first couple of balls, plays it quite well. When he's going, he would have lifted that one.
Ayat drive. Up on the inside, the man off the long boundary comes in, picks up, and a single to Ayat. He goes up by 1 to 14, and the total goes up to 71 for 2, and win over number 7. Again, Ishmael come forward, just stroke it back up on the inside. The bowler just strikes across and picks up. He's throw back to his mark. He's bowling with a long on, long off. Here's a man on the deep backward square boundary. Oh, there's miscued. They're looking to hit that one through the offside.
Yes, he was looking to place that one through the cover.
A little inside edge.
Which means the ball was turning in, and he got inside edge. They played it back out to the long on. Ended the over. The current score right here at 72. For loss of 2 wickets over the after 7th over. Not a bad over. What's your thought on
it's
the
very
over?
good. The last 2 overs is very, very, very good over for the Lightnings. They pick up 2 wickets, give up maybe about 10 runs.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. So let's see if they can continue the momentum. I think we're going to have a change of bowling from the northern end.
Yes. Current run rate, 10 runs and over, 72 for the loss of 2 wickets. Ruler Brown alongside Enos Phillips giving you live color commentary right here in Covington, Georgia. The 3rd annual Atlanta Premier League cricket, where the best of the best play cricket right here.
I think it's going to be Mr. Ricardo Powell, and he will bowl right arm off spin over the wicket. He'll be bowling to Parchment, another experienced cricketer.
So Ricardo Powell, quite an accomplished player.
Shot, he hits it, it's in the
And,
air,
there was
somebody's getting around, will he get
And
there?
he could have been
Oh,
out on the water.
brilliant.
Beautiful catch. What an amazing catch on that one. That ball was pitched short. The batsman leaned back. Seemed like he caught the upper edge of the bat and went back. What an amazing catch. Wow. Wow.
Up to the time. Up to the time.
Nobody, the whole place is silent. Cannot believe Mr. Phillips.
Yes, you see, that's what cricket is all about. It's a game of glorious uncertainty. Who could have thought for the first 5 overs that the Lightning would have got 3 wickets? But that was a superb bit of feeling. His back was against the wall, and he didn't give up. He just run, and he just stuck his hand out, and it just felt safe for him. So Parchment is, I think what happened to, he get a short delivery, but the ball was spinning away from him. So he looked to pull it through mid-wicket. The ball took the top edge and flew all the way over to third man. Magnificent catch. And what another big wicket. So the total goes up to, the total is now 72 for 3. And the Lightning, you can see they're right back in the thing. And so Renault took the catch. So the cross is over, and this brings down the Ayton strike with a long off, a wide mid on, a man deep backward square. Good delivery, just come onto the front foot, pushes up on the inside, the bowler walks across and picks up. And we have a man a short, fine leg. We have a man a third man, a point. An extra of a boundary. I guess a delivery cuts. It's off the outside edge and this rolls into the third man fence. It goes now. So 4 more to Ayat.
4 more to the total.
He goes up by 4 to 18, and the total goes up by 4 to 76. Win over number 8. This time he whipped this one down to wide mid on. The fielder comes off the fence, bobbles a bit, picks up, but only the one. So he goes up by 1 to 19, and the total goes up to 77.
Incoming batsman Darish taking his guard from the umpire. Two valuable.
Oh, that was another short delivery. Looked up pole. The ball came off the bottom of the bat and just rolls around. The man treks around to his left, picked up, so he's off the mark. He's won. It's now 78 for the loss of 3. Win over number 8. So let's just stem to the scoring right there.
The run rate is still at 9, which is not bad. Punches that one back to the over.
That's
long on for 4 runs.
That's a very bad delivery from Mr. Ricardo.
Yes, that one hung in the air, and the batsman had no problem in dispatching that one to the boundary.
So it's 82 for the loss of 3 after 8 overs, so they're still around 10 runs and over.
Yeah, the key thing here is to maintain the pace, the run rate, and should be quite a score for the incoming team. 12 more overs to go, folks. It's cricket, lovely cricket here in Covington, Georgia.
Yo. 88 for 3 after 8 over.
Basically.
Tarish and Danza. Ishmael make 1 and Camelos make dogs. Silva.
There's a loud appeal for a...
Make 50 yard. Sasha and pick up 2 wickets. Yeah. No, in clean ball, Camelos and get Silva card and ball. No money hold. boat, Camelos, man. Clean boat, Camelos. Yeah.
I was tickled down to deep square leg, picked up on the boundary, thrown back in.
Where scored down there? Who about?
Well bowled. There's an appeal for LBW. There's an appeal for LBW and
All right.
bowler bowling quite well. Batsman gives himself some room and punches that back to the covers. No runs. One thing I noticed, I don't know if it's a strategy here, the bowler hurried through the over. I think that's the way of him staying on top of at least advantage. What's your thought?
Yeah, he's a pretty good bowler. That's another excellent over from him.
Yes, it did. You know, with these games, you know, you may have a couple of overs where the batting team may pile up the runs, gets a little free with their hits, and then you lose 1-2 wickets. We lost two good batsmen back to back. And change the complexion of the game at this moment. Current score 84 for 3 in 9 overs. It's about 9 runs and over, a little over 9 runs and over. Mr. Powell is back into the attack. Spin bowler right arm. Threw that one up.
Magnificent shot.
What
That one
a
he just
shot.
eases over mid-off.
Effortless. 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 And you know, at one point I thought it was going to be kept in the field. Yeah, that's a 6th.
So it's 90 for 3. It goes up by 6 to 30. And that was a magnificent shot. A whole lot of timing. That's the type of batsman he is. He can cut loose at any time.
Certainly cut loose on that one.
Oh, he
Another
got
big
one away.
6.
That will go away
Another
for
big
6
6.
again.
Almost damaged the YMCA. It's straight back over the wicket. That's a big 6 right here. Now he seems to, at the outset of the game, he was playing in the shadows of Mr. Silva, right? And he's taking charge now and piling up the scores, 2-6 back to back.
So that ball is dispatched, and I think we're going to have to change the ball. They still try to find it. And the third umpire, Mr. Norris, getting ready to go on the field with some balls.
So, can you give us your impression and summary of the game thus far after about 9 overs? They're going to take a break in the 10th over, maybe to spend
Well, of
time.
course. Yeah, I mean, they lose 3 wickets, but they're still where they want to be.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
they're still where they want to be. You're still looking at a total about close to 200.
200, yes. And 200 on this wicket still is attainable, but, you know, if you have a good bowling attack coming in, you can defend 200 on this, right?
Yeah, and I think they do got a good bowling attack.
Yes, indeed. All right, folks, there's been a break in the flow of the game. Approaching the 10th over. I'm not sure if the umpire is going to decide to take a break, mid-break. Ball was hit, almost damaged the whole of the YMCA.
So we have a change in ball. And we get ready to resume cricket, lovely cricket. 96 for 3, 9.2 overs. And the fielders are getting back into a respective position. And both batsmen just use the time to have a little mid-wicket chat, as you know, what we want to do. Do we continue? And it's action again.
Well,
This
short,
one is
punched
short,
in the square leg. It's gonna.
So one move to Ayat. He goes up to 37. And the total goes up to 97 for 3. We in over number 10. And again, he just whipped it.
They're going to make an attempt for 2, but they decided against it. As a matter of fact, why they didn't do that? Ball eluded the field and there was an attempt to make a second go at it, but they changed their mind. Currently scores 98 for 3. Batsman gave himself some room, punches that back, the leg side.
This one is short.
That one's going to go to the boundary for 4 runs. Just barely get the inside edge of the bat and eluded the diving fielder.
So after 10 overs,
Mr.
they
Omar.
Kennesaw Eagles won the toss and elected about 102 for 3. Then Ayat and 41. And Tarish and 3.
102 for the loss of 3 wickets at a run rate at 10 runs and over.
And I think we're going to continue with a tool from the southern end, and it will be bowling to Tarish, who is on 3. And he will be bowling with a long on. It's going to be a long off, an extra cover just inside the circle, a gully, a point. Seems like we're going to have a backward square on the boundary.
Man, a deep square.
And a man at mid-wicket. This time he just comes inside, try to roll it down to the backward short leg. The man short finally comes around to his left, picked up, and a tool walk back to his mark. This time he struck on the pad. There's a loud appeal for BW. Not outside the umpire.
Excellent bowling from
and he bowled him.
Bowled him. Beautiful ball. Pitched up the batsman. Seemed like he was trying to guide the ball outside the off stump and came straight to hit the middle stump. And now he's bowled. Beautiful bowling from Atul. What a bowling. What a comeback.
102 for 4, and with over. I think what he did, he played ball straight on. He was looking to play the ball to the onside,
right? And
it was straight on, and it was comprehensively bowled. And the Eagles have lost their 4th wicket at 102. And the new batsman is Kalyan. So if the Lightning can pick up another 2 quick wickets here, they would definitely bring them back a long way.
And you know, the thing is, in these games, you're allotted 20 overs to make runs. You don't want to be bowled out in under 20 overs, or else you're basically giving the other side advantage to make the runs.
Yeah, you got to bat out all 20.
Yes, indeed.
That's the key to the T20 game. You got to bat out all 20 overs. So we still got 9.3.
Beautiful ball. Tucked Well played. Quicker one. Quicker balls.
So that's the end of over number 11. A very good over from Hatul, over which he picked up a wicket. And after 11 overs, the Eagles are 104 for 4.
Yes, indeed. Beautiful bowling from Atul, left arm. And he's been mixing up the ball, and I think he's have the batsman a little off balance, I think.
So it seems like we're going to have a change of bowling from this from the northern end. Is the captain himself, the commander-in-chief, Vinod. Yeah, and his marshal and his troop. Yeah. I think you have a mid-on, mid-off, mid-on wide, mid-off straight. A deep backward square on the boundary, mid-wicket, virgin on wide mid-on. We bowl with a third man, a short fine leg, and one on the extra cover boundary. And it seems like we're going to have an extra cover and a point.
Yes, indeed.
First one, not a good delivery down the leg side.
That'll be a white ball. Ball bowled down the leg side. It's a white ball. Brings the score up to 105 for the loss of 4 wickets. Quicker ball. Inside the off stump. Guided. Extra covers. Adjustment in the field. It could be a run out right here. And the ball is thrown away, and ball was played short. Fielder hesitated in coming and pick up, whereas the batsman had already committed and they crossed for a single. Temperature currently about 78 degrees here in Covington, Georgia. Lovely day for cricket. The clouds staying put. That one smashed. That one is smashed. It is gone. Big six. Big six. That one. That should be his. Yes, I think we won't be able to find that one. Believe you me, that one was well smacked for a solid 6 runs. Wow.
And again, we have to change the ball. The third umpire, Mr. Norris, on his way into the field. There was a short delivery from Vinod.
Aditya.
Was short. It was a bad ball, a long hop. And it was dispatched with immense power straight over the mid-wicket fence. So Mr. Hyatt goes up by 6 to 49. And the total is 113 for the loss of 4 win over number 12.
Yes, Mr. Phillips. You know, with the loss of those 2 quick wickets of Camillus and Mr. Parchment, you would hope that batsmen come in and really hold their own, which is what they're doing now to try and put through some respectability to the overall score. 200 is the number that you're
Yeah, but
looking
if the bowling is bad, then you don't want to play show no cautious to no win. It's a bad ball. You just dispatch it.
Yes, indeed.
This time we drive a little inside of the bat. They run down to the man at wide mid on a single, and that is 50.
That's 50, folks. That's it for the 50. So we have 2 batsmen cross the 50 mark as the batsmen meet in the middle for a congratulatory shake of hands.
So this is when he can get dangerous, when he stays that long at the wicket. This one, he tried to push to the outside. The ball come back off the inside edge onto the pad. Picked up by the wicketkeeper. Throw it to the man, extra cover. Release it back to the bowler.
That one was played tentatively as if he wasn't sure.
And another wide delivery down the leg side. So the commander-in-chief, he got to lead by example, but at this moment he's not. Oh,
What
beautifully
a
played.
shot. Smoke that one.
The man off the extra cover boundary, bobbles a pit. But no other further damage done, just the one run. So the end of over number 12. After 12 overs, the Eagles are 116 for 4. And please remind you that they won the toss and elected to bat. We lost Silver. A well played 50, 55, I think.
Camillus Alexander did not score. And,
he went for naught, and Ishmael Parchment for 1.
For 1.
And we're going to continue with Atul. This should be his last over.
Atul bowling 4 overs here. In the 20 overs, each bowlers are allotted a maximum of 4 overs. Wow, excellent.
So he's bringing another man on the offside, which goes to a white third man at point, extra cover, a man on the cover boundary. This one, he just strokes up on the onside. The man off there, long on boundary, comes in, picks up, and just gently lob the ball back to Atul. There's a long on, a long off. A man on the mid-wicket fence, a deep backward square, and a short fine leg. And this bring the ever-dangerous Danzai out on strike. And
Danzai just
there's some, it got to be some fear going through the mind of the Lightning right now. Because you see, they need to get this wicket and get it very, very soon, because the thing about it, you don't want him to stay there for the rest of the 8 overs.
Yes, indeed, because being out there that long, and he respected that one, played it right back to the bowler. Yes, when you're out there that long, your eyes are acclimatized, so at any point you could really open up and do well.
Stroke it back to the bowler.
Beautiful bowling from Atul here. It's bowled exceptionally well from the southern end. Mixing up the ball quite well.
Another good delivery. Stroke it to the right of extra cover. Comes out, hit the fence.
And it's going to be out.
Going to be close.
Not out. Umpire signal. Not out. What a bang bang play.
That got to be very close. What a bang bang
play. Yeah, that one was very, very close indeed.
Superb bit of feeling there. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, fielder came around to the right, picked up, and in one travel, one throw, and boom, hit out the stump. You see, imagine how he hit the off stump.
This time he whipped it forward a square. The man at the backward square boundary comes in, picks up. 1 bounce back to the wicket keeper. The total goes up by 1. It's 119 for 4. Win over number 13. Oh. Bad delivery.
Tried to sweep that one, but didn't get a good handle on it.
So there we have the end of Mr. Atul's spell. 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 11.
Excellent bowling by Atul. Took 1 for 11, 4 overs. And excellent bowling. We have a meeting in the wicket.
So the captain will continue from the northern end.
And the audio sound brought to you compliments of a wrist movement. Make sure you check them out for contact. Alvin at 321.
Oh, beautiful delivery. That one pitch and leave the right hand now, push forward, just groping for it. Luckily for him, he didn't hit the outside edge. Beautiful delivery. Again, another beautiful delivery. And at this point, Mr. Brown bowling that kind of delivery and to get the ball to spin away from the right hand. I thought we would have a slip in.
Indeed. And I noticed most of the game thus far.
But he's the commander in chief, so he's the one who pulled the button. So he should know his best.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
This time he's back and bangs it out, and the man off the extra cover boundary comes in, just a single. The total up to 120. And this bring Danza Hyde on strike, and he maintained the same feel.
Nilesh bhai, that was too close to give up.
This time he hit it back down the wicket. Just to the left of the bowler, off the fence come Mr. Shane Anderson. Love the return back to the
beautiful
the
throwing.
bowler.
Right
And
over the
one more
stump.
to Mr. Ayat. He goes up by 1 to 52, and it's 122 for 4. Win over number 14. So a little comeback here from the Lightning.
Yes, indeed. I mean, the Mr. Atul bowled 4 excellent overs. Oh, that one is hit hard. Batsman crossed for a single. Atul really did contain the run rate, and in the process.
That's a good doable for 2 from the captain. Probably just the 4 runs from it.
123 for 4 in 13 overs. 7 overs remaining right here. And 14 overs. 6 overs remain. The 3rd annual Atlanta Premier League here taking place here in Covington, Georgia. Yes, indeed. Scorer making a little fun here. Keep on calling different names right here.
So we have a new bowler from the southern end, and this will be Gibran. This will be his last over.
Gibran started off the bowling actually from the southern end. He's getting the ball called back in to bowl his last over. It's his 4th over being bowled right here. The pace of the game has slowed a bit. Slow one. And that could have been a danger there.
So they bobble in the batsman turn for the second. 2 more runs to to Ayat. He goes up by 2 to 55, and the total 126. Win over 25. Win over number 15. We have a mid-on deep. Mid-off deep, square leg, backward on the fence. Oh, hit that down to backward square. Will he get across? Valiant
what
effort.
a gallant effort to pick that one off. It went for 4 runs.
So I continue to roll. And the total goes up to 129.
Mr. Phillips, the run rate has dropped, noticeably to 129.
Yeah, you still can get to a total of 180.
Yes,
Still got another 5 overs after this one. Yeah, still 8 runs and over.
Yes,
hit
that one could
here,
be
should be
dangerous.
gone.
That one could be dangerous.
Yeah, hit
and
that
he's
one.
out caught on the boundary.
He hit that one straight down the throat of the mid-on, the deep mid-off fieldsman, and Ayat is gone off the bowling of Gibran. Caught by Vinod. So the Eagles lost their fifth wicket.
Brought the score up to 130 for the loss of 5. 129 for the loss of 5 wickets. Folks, the tide has turned.
So the new batsman is Param. Now with that wicket, the Lightning is definitely back into the game.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, because he was looking very, very ominous.
You know, before the game started, I asked what would be a respectable score, and you'd indicated 180. Early in the game, the run rate was about 200, and I think it has come back into that range of about 180.
Definitely.
Folks, as a new batsman comes in, the audio sound presented complements a wrist movement. If you'd like to make contact Alvin at 321-682-0362 or Pat at 678-508-7128, where they're specializing in reggae, hip-hop, and R&B. Continuing the play right here, Covington, Georgia. Currently about 80 degrees. Thermometers indicated it's 86 degrees.
So he's immediately off the mark. He's on one, the total of 130.
Ball
Waiting
played
for
out.
number 15.
Ball played out to deep mid-off. A long off, a long on. No slip. And the covers. Deep square leg. The covers. Good bowling. Fielder is brought into. Woo!
15 gone, 131 for the last of 5. That's the end of Gibran's spell. 4 overs, no maidens, 46 for 1 for 46.
End of 15 overs.
A little bit expensive.
After 15 overs, folks, the score is 131 for the loss of 5 wickets. After a brisk start, so 2 half centuries being scored. The game has basically slowed a bit. Run rate started off in the first 5 to 8, actually 10 overs. It was 10 runs and over, and it has just dissipated.
So the captain will continue from the northern end, and he's still marshalling his troop. This one, he just stroked back up the wicket to the left of the bowler. The man off the mid-off fence comes up, bobble the ball, and they turn for the 2, make it quite comfortably.
Yes, indeed. The fielder, the non-striker, said definitely wanted 2 runs because he was running with a lot of speed, and as he turned and saw that the fielder long off.
But the game of cricket, you don't throw the ball before you pick it up.
And this stage of the game, you need to get those extra runs, Try to build back a little momentum with 4 overs to go.
So 2 more to the total is now 133 for 5. This one he hit a point and right through the field, and we go to the boundary. Let's see. It's guys are slows up a little bit. The batsman going for 1, they turn for 2. They will come for 3.
4
and
runs.
it goes into the boundary. So 4 runs. Yeah. That's, what's the name again? Who? What's the bowler, batsman name? 4 more to Kalyan, and the total goes up by 4 to 137. And his total goes up to 14. Try to set me up. Kalyan drive back up the track, picked up by the bowler. No further damage done. Mid-off, mid-on wide, mid-wicket, backward square on the fence. Gillian back and bangs that one into the onside. The man off the wide mid-on boundary runs in, picks up just a single. He goes up to 15, and the total goes up to 138 for the loss of 5. Win over number 16. And he continues to marshal his troop, Mr. Brown.
Yes, indeed. I mean, at this stage, you've come to this point where you've contained the batsmen. So you'd like for the next couple of overs to really do what you've been doing the last 6 overs, actually.
So the end of over numbers. No, it's not the end of the over.
We have 1 more ball remaining in this over. Over number 16.
This time he just strokes it in the outside, gets off the way for a single.
Beautiful picked up, tosses it back over there to the wicket keeper. 138 runs for the loss of 5 wickets with 4 more overs to go. 138 for 5 with 4 overs to go. The 3rd annual Atlanta Premier League being played right here at the YMCA, Covington, Georgia. Lovely day. The temperature is currently 84 degrees. Patches of clouds are in the sky, providing some coolness. Occasionally feel some breeze blown. As batsmen in the middle of the pitch, what do you think they're strategizing on with 4 overs to go?
Well, it was some message from the captain as to, what is expected of them. Is with only 4 overs to go and the total 139, which they're probably looking for another 39, 40 more runs.
Well, yes, you'll have to really get going at it. If they can bring in 30, 40 runs.
So the new bowler going to be Kapil. And he have a mid-off, mid-on, and then the sweeper on the boundary, the cover.
That's a nice breeze, about 5-10 miles an hour blows across the commentator box.
He pulling the point to extra cover. This one he hit
That's
and it
going
should
to
go
go
away
for 4 runs. Yes. As I was saying, at this juncture, the batsmen have to open their arms and really get a go at it to bring the score up to some.
That's a beautiful shot. He just picked the gap. Parham, so that's 4 more runs, 4 to him. He goes up to 6. And the total goes up to 143 for 5. And remember, win over number 17. So they pull the man from short, fine leg and put him to a mid wicket. This one he hit between the man of the mid wicket boundary. Oh, he tried to turn for a second, which was not there.
And
now
now
they
they're
got
going to
it.
take the second one. There's an attempt to run out, and it's going to be not out. Oh.
So 2 more runs to Parham.
Parham.
He goes up to 8 and the total on to 145 for 5. Very productive over so far. This one he hit and
that's
will go
going
up
to
on
be
the top.
going for. Oh, what an attempt by the captain to pull that one in right on the boundary. Went in his hand and the signal is 6. It could have gone either way. What's your thought on that one?
Valiant effort. Valiant effort.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
So Parham goes up to 14 and the total 151 for 5.
Well, you know, with the 3 overs after this, these batsmen have no choice, with 5 wickets in hand, to get a go at it. Certainly a gallant effort by Vinu. That ball stayed in the air longer than, and I think he just basically tipped his hand and went into the boundary for 6 runs.
In the air a little. Oh, that was close. And one more time, he goes up by 1 to 152 for 5.
Yes, an appeal for a run out. However, the
17th in progress. 17th in progress.
so 3
Over
remain.
17. Score 150. 152.
Played a long on along the ground.
Param, he's the owner's son. The team's owner.
Really? Okay. This one he
Yeah,
hits
that's
in the
what's
air,
gonna.
and someone is going
That
forward.
one is
Oh, magnificent catch.
excellent
Now he drop
effort.
it.
And bounce, he dove. Tried to pick it up about an inch off of the ground, but
That's a superb effort. Superb.
indeed. Yes,
he had
indeed.
to
Yes,
dive. He
indeed.
came a long way off the fence, just couldn't get it up. And it's 155 after 17.
155 off of 17, 3 overs remaining.
So the,
to
predict,
bring
the,
it
pre-
to
the,
the-
the, the, predicted, the predicted score is definitely on 180.
Right. So need about 25 runs right here.
I'm
Which
looking
is-
at 180,
which is
190.
Which is doable. At this stage, batsmen usually just go wild at it. 155 for the last of 5 wickets. 3 overs remaining. Last over for the bowler as the field is being set. One's got to be out.
Taken by Ricardo Powell, so
Lazy shot. And loss of another wicket. Currently 155 for the loss of 6 wickets. 2 overs and 5 balls remaining. So, do you think, Mr. Can they get to 180 runs?
Yeah, they still can. Somebody has to come down. You can pick up singles. You don't necessarily have to go for all the big hits. When it's there to hit, you hit it.
Yes, because then they still need about, what, 8 runs and over?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. So
somewhere around 9 runs and over. That would be good from here.
Yeah.
They probably change it. I think they changed this.
Yeah.
तुलेब चिराग आया कौन है बैटिंग में
So the new batsman is Padways, but he'll be on the non-striker, as the captain will be bowling to Param. They have a dangerous Param. And he continued to marshal it through. He put a man fine leg halfway to the fence, just inside the circle. You have a cover, virgin and extra cover. Parham hit that one down, and the man off there, the wide mid-on boundary comes around, picks up, throw the ball back to the bowler. 156 for the loss of 6. Win over number 18. He just basically turning the field around. It's just the same thing for the lefty righty. Ooh. That one was close.
That was a dangerous
just
one, yes.
Straight over the middle stump.
Yes, indeed. Hit him above the...
It's a buy signal by the umpire. The total goes up by 1 to 157.
157 for the loss of 6 wickets. 2 overs and 3 balls remaining.
So he's moving the man from a short, fine leg. There's a deep backward square. Parham back and hits it out to the cover. Off the boundary comes the fielder, picks up, throw it back to the bowler. 158 for the loss of 6. And he
he's bowled him. Played across the line of the ball, looking to look, and kept low. And he bowled him. Excellent bowling.
So the Eagles have lost their 7th wicket.
New batsman is Chirag coming into bat. 7 wickets are gone.
So what they need to do right here, they need to bat the last 13 deliveries and picks up a few single. And probably throw in a bonus boundary. But you got to remember, it's a team, you got to bat those 20 overs. And that's very, very important at this stage.
Now, for the Lightning coming in to attack the scores, who are some of the batsmen you're looking to assert themselves to try and put the pressure on the bowling?
They have a pretty good batting lineup.
Yeah.
You know, the Powell, Sachane, and Tuleb.
Yeah.
This one he hit down to mid on. The fielder come off the boundary, picks it up. the end of the over. And after 18, it's 159 for the loss of 7.
159 for the loss of 7.
So that's the end of Vinod's spell. 4 overs, no maidens. 2 for 27.
12 balls remaining. Can they bring the total up to 180? Powell seems to be coming back into the attack from the southern end. Atlanta Premier Cricket League, it's exciting. You know, when the second team goes to bat, that's when the excitement builds, right?
That's right.
$159 for 7, 12 balls remaining.
That's Shane, and this is back into the attack. For his last over. So you have a mid-off, mid-on, all back on the fence. There's going to be a mid-wicket on the fence. Square leg, deep on the fence. Extra cover on the fence. A cover on the fence, an extra cover. A gully, a point, and I'm on a short, fine leg.
Who's the batsman? Chirag. Chirag Ji Patel.
This one he hit to the right of extra cover. Off the long arm boundary come the fielder. Excellent job.
Batsman decided against the second run.
So one more to the total. It goes up to 160.
11 balls remaining, 160 runs for the last of 7 wickets.
Him? Non-strike. Okay. Good spin. Okay. Where you gotta sweep.
Minor adjustments to the fielding placement. Trying to defend as much or protect as much extra runs as possible. That one's going to be gone for 6 runs. That was on the bat, on the leg side, and it was just clobbered into the boundary for 6 runs. 165 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Yeah, that's Parham. He moves up by 6 to 26, and the total 166 for 7. Win over number 19. And that was a long hop from Anderson, and it just asked to be hit. And the batsman duly obliged by dispatching over the mid-wicket fence for 6 on another change of ball. This one is choked up into the batsman is halfway down the wicket. He scamper back and safely back home. Total remain on 166 for the loss of 7.
Ten balls remaining, 166 for the loss of 9 balls remaining. Wow, that could have been a danger there. The ball miscued, And
Good bit of cricket from Anderson. If he thought that could be more runs. So that's good thinking from the bowler. 2 runs to Saha. He goes up by 2 to 27. The total by 2 to 168 for 7 over number 19. This one is in the here. He should feel safe. And it's going down to the boundary. Good work there by the man at and they turn for the 3. That's excellent running between the wicket. You have to hurry. He's out, run out. He is. Yes, he's gone. So the Eagles has lost their. What we have here, there's some consultation going on here. What we have here, he might be safe. And there's a little.
Oh, his knee was in the crease.
Wait, and the square leg umpire.
It's not official yet. They are trying to make a decision here. It was a close call. The single was there. Then there was a misfeeling. The batsman turned for a second, and there was some consultation here.
So it's not out. The decision is not out. So 3 runs to. 3 runs to Saha. He goes up by 3 to 30. And the total, 171 for 7.
Yeah,
last ball of the 19 over. So a little luck there for the Eagles.
Yes, that's what you call good umpiring by Mr. Lindo. Actually communicated with the other person. They changed the decision. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, that's excellent cricket. See, that's what they're there for. And that's good observation. So this is going to be the last delivery of the 19th over.
Yeah, I thought.
This one, he uses his feet down the line, hit it to the man at mid-on, wide mid-on, come off the boundary. They think about the second, decide against it. So that's the end of 19 over. After 19 over, it's 172 for the loss of 7. The end of Anderson's spell. 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 43.
Here comes the score, 180 that we first talked about before we started the game. What would be a good score? 9 runs and over. And right now at 172, it looks like it's doable. All they need is another 8 runs right here of 6 balls.
Yeah, that's attainable.
Atlanta Premier League, 3rd. 19 overs are gone, 1 over remain. Current score, 172 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. Parang on 30. Chirag on 3. Parang on 30. Chirag on 3.
And it's going to be Ricardo Powell who will bowl the final over. And he's coming from the northern end. And he'll bowl into Chirag with a mid-off, mid-on wide. Down the leg side, and they signal a wide, and they scamper home for a single. So that's 2 more to the total, 174 for the loss of 7. And we still got 6 more deliveries to come.
A little darkness come over the field. It's currently 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, he's beaten there. The non-striker's halfway down the wicket. You have to scamper back home, so that's a dot ball. Parham win for the lusty of drive. This one is down the leg side and signal wide.
So they get 2 runs off of this.
The total up to 176.
Yeah.
Ball hits out to extra cover. Just a single, 177 for the last of 7.
Hey, Tex, be quiet, please.
Yeah, about 102. Yeah, 102. I remember that. Yeah.
Well bowled. Just a single. 178 for the last of 7
wickets.
19.3 more deliveries to go. He struck on the pad. There's a loud appeal for LBW and he's given out. So the Eagle lost their 8th wicket. Their 9th wicket. 8th wicket at 178. With 2 more deliveries and the batsman that just lost. Chirag LBW to Ricardo Powell.
178 for the loss of 8 wickets.
The new batsman is Jaydeep.
Jaydeep is coming into bat with a couple of balls remaining.
That's not Ursh, right? What's his name? Ursh? Ursh, yeah, that's my buddy. We usually play together. He was a menace, boy. Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, slashes that one down right on the boundary. The batsman going to cross for 2, going to bring the score up to 180. 180 for the loss of 8. 1 ball remaining for the Lightning.
They scamper 1. They got to come for the second. They picks the bars up. And 2 more runs. So it's 182 off 20 overs for 8 wickets. So
quite a respectable.
Param not out 31 and Jaydeep not out on 4.
Yes, Mr. What's your observation in terms of summarizing this?
That's what I predicted. I predicted 180, 190. And they got 182.
Yes, indeed.
That's a very decent score. But based on the bowling attack that the Eagles got, it's going to be a challenge in total.
Indeed. So score 182, 20 at the end of 20 overs. Lightning is coming into bat. Quite an interesting innings. After 10 overs, there were 102 for 3. So good bowling.
what you want. Do what you want with me. Do what you want, honey. Do what you want with me. If it ain't hot enough, I'm gonna tell you. If it ain't hot enough, I'm gonna tell you. If it ain't tough enough, I'm gonna tell you. If it ain't rough enough, I'm gonna tell you. If it ain't rude enough, I'm gonna tell you. If it ain't good enough, I'm gonna tell you. If it is not enough, I'm gonna tell you. If it ain't cough enough, I'm gonna.
Look like we're going to have a short fine leg. So we get ready. As he ready to bowl to Sasha Anderson. First ball up, down the leg side, a wide, so the lightning is off and flashing. Shot, making some height, the batsman jump. And he get a single. So Sashain is off the mark. He's 2 without loss. And this bring to live on strike. He's still bowling fast, man.
Yes,
drive
indeed.
back past
Beautiful
the
ball driven back.
The man from long off the fence comes around and field. So 1 to 2 left. He's 3 without loss. And remember, the Lightning need a total of 183 for victory. Well bowled.
Well bowled ball. In on the body. Had to, he's back and defended. Bowler collected the ball. 183, the target here to win the big trophy. Going for $6,000. Beautiful ball.
So with that in front of forward square, the man off the backward square fence comes off. Throw the ball, a little bit overthrow, but just a single. So 1 more to Anderson. He goes up to 2. And the total goes up to 4 without loss. Bring Tulane on strike. Shot, he pull. And straight down to mid-on. Off the boundary come the fielder. A single to Tulane. It goes on to 2. And the total on to 5 without loss.
Decent overs thus far. Bowler tends to be moving the ball inside to the body of the batsman. Is to be playing it back straight along the wicket. Thus far, avoiding a boundary. One's wide outside the off stump. A signal wide by umpire Lindo. Shot.
Oh, well played.
What a beautiful shot. Square the wicket onto the boundary for 4 runs. Your thoughts on that shot?
That was a long hop, wide outside the off stump, so he just helped it on its way. So after 1 over, the Lightning need a total of 183 or 10 without loss. A very good over there for the batting side. And Henderson, he continued for where he left off this morning. And the bowler going to be Rango from the northern end.
Remember, the completion of the game today, we're going to have a presentation. It's going to take place on the stage here where the commentators are, and make sure you come and join in. And good cricket thus far. 182 runs being scored by the Lightning. By the Eagles, sorry. And the Lightning is chasing.
The man come off the cover boundary. The sweeper picks up. So a single to Tulip. The total goes on to 11. And he goes on to 3. He springs Sachin Anderson on strike. He's on 6. So you have a man in the cover boundary, a slip, a backward point, mid-off inside the circle, extra cover short, mid-wicket short, mid-on wide inside the circle, and a third one on the fence. That's a kind of hero right there. That wasn't up there for the drive. He looked to whip it over the mid-on and almost carry it to the man at short mid-wicket. Oh, did he see back down the wicket?
Ooh,
And now we go away for 4.
That one's going to race to the boundary for 4 runs. A lot of power on that one.
So 4 more to Anderson. He goes up to 10, and the total goes up to 15 without loss. That was smoke. Almost ate the man up at mid-off. So things looking bright for the Lightning so far.
I think so. Good start. You know, the first over wasn't all that bad, with the exception of that last ball. So we'll see what happens as the game progresses here.
Oh, beautifully bowled.
Yes.
That's beautifully bowled. Pitch and leave the right hander.
Yeah, swinging the ball quite nicely, leaving the batsman outside the off stump.
And see, that's what the new ball is all about. It's the white ball, so you just pitch it up and let it do the rest.
Thing. Yes, indeed. 15 without loss. Chasing 182 runs to be the 2017 APL champion.
And again, Henderson drive. Again, he's beaten. That's not up for the drive.
Beautiful bowling, beautiful bowling. A lot of movement on the ball.
So they bring the man off the third man fence and bring him into a...
Yeah, because the way the ball is moving, you get a thin edge, it could go to that man that is moved in.
At a short third man just inside the circle. And bring mid-on wider. So it's a no ball call by the umpire. He runs it down to a wide third man.
Fielder slipped. It appears as if he's hurt. The ball was coming to him at regular trajectory, but then it changed the angle at the last second. He tried to change with it, and he slightly hurt. He's holding his arm.
So that's 2 more runs to the total. It goes up to 17, and it's a free hit. And who rightly to and he bowled a wide, so he got to continue bowl, and it's of course still a free hit. So the total goes up to 18, win over number 2. kick that one back down the wicket. The man across from mid-off comes across and picks up. The total goes up to 19. So that's 2 overs, 19 without loss. No.
So they're right on the expected run rate, 9 runs and over. 2 overs, 19 runs, chasing 182. Run rate expected is 9 runs and over. So this one should be quite exciting. Going for the 2017 APL champion. Winner gets $6,000, runner up $4,000. So it should be quite interesting as we decent turnout.
Outside
One
the
looks
stump.
like a wide ball. Paya Lindo signals a wide ball. Brings the score up to 20 runs. 2 overs. 10 runs and over. Right on target.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
that's
He
a
hit the hedge on
beautiful
his
ball.
caught behind.
Beautiful ball. Ball pitched right on the wicket. Batsman put the ball there, got a fine edge, and the keeper hesitated not. Took that one cleanly, and the first wicket's been lost. 20 runs for the loss of 1 wicket, chasing 183 for victory. Your thoughts?
It's pretty beautiful delivery. I usually play against him back in the days, and he's still a menacing bowler.
Yes.
Yeah, it was torn in offside. Yeah, and he still looked to be a bit lively.
Lot of speed, good speed.
He sees a left-hand bowler, so naturally the ball is going to swing, and that was pitched just about middle and half stump,
Yes,
right
indeed.
line.
Right on the wicket, yes.
Yeah, pull the batsman forward, snick the hedge, and the wicketkeeper do the rest. So Tulevi's gone, caught wicketkeeper, bowl Jadi for
20 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. 2.1 over bowled.
So the new batsman is Vinod, the captain himself, the commander-in-chief. So now we need to lead from front and lead with example.
Going to be quite an exciting finish. I can see it.
Full pitch delivery, stroke it to the matter, extra cover. No runs, picked up. Done a little polishing on the ball, try to keep the sheen on. As the bowler walked back slowly in thought, back to his mark. A little bit annoyed by himself because he bowled a over pitch delivery and it wasn't punished.
Beautiful
He
ball.
strokes it up between cover and Gully. That
That's
would
gonna
go
race
away
to the boundary
fence.
for
It
4
goes
runs.
into the boundary now. Beautiful shot by the captain. Just strokes it up to the cover. So he's off the mark. He earns 4, and the total goes up to 24. Win over number 3.
Well played stroke. Effortless.
He just comes onto the front foot. Full face of a bat and just stroke it to the man at extra cover. Looking good, the captain.
Yes, indeed. Good batting, good batting, good batting.
Bring the one back. Pitch it out there and just bring it back. Yeah, but you got to learn to bowl the ball to come back. Yeah. Oh, this time went for the drive, the inside edge between the pads. And they get a single comfortable. So the captain goes up by 1 to 5, and the total goes up by 1 to 25. Brings Sashane on this non-strike. That's a wide delivery. And see, these are the kind of mistakes you can't afford to make. You got all these wides. You got to be careful because all those wides adds up. All these wides is like you're saving a penny in a bottle.
Yes. Good point. Extras are part of the score.
This time, Henderson hit that. That's gone.
Number 6.
Beautiful shot.
Number 6 adjusts and bounce against the bends over there.
So that one was pitched up by JD, and it was dealt with accordingly. Straight over long on, wide long on for 6. So Sashane goes up to 17, and the total goes up to 32 for one of 3 overs. So right around where they want to be, Mr. Brown. And the jump start to beats in the distance. Seem like they smell blood in the water.
Yeah, it's right over there in the grandstand, right behind the southern end. Group of spectators over there having a good time.
We have a few Vuvuzela in the crowd, but I guess the Vuvuzela is for the bowling team.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
That's
is
a
brilliant.
beautiful ball.
One bounce into over the fence, the 6. Beautiful shot by the captain.
You know, that ball is a ball that was moving, but the time he picked up.
So he goes up by 6 to 11, and the total goes up to 38. So the lightning start to flash here at the over. Oh, no slips, and that will run down to third man. Picks up, throw it back to the keeper. So one more to the captain. He goes up to 12, and the total goes up to 39. And the man come off the third man fence into the circle. Like we have our slips, a point, extra cover, mid off, short fine leg, a wide mid on, and mid wicket inside the circle. And this onto his bicycle, just rolls out. The man comes off backward point, picks up, but can't prevent the single. So one more to the total, goes up to 40.
40 chasing 182 runs for victory here on the 3rd APL cricket here in Covington, Georgia. Lovely weather, decent turnout. After a steady start.
So the bowler misses his run up, turn.
Cricket, lovely cricket here in Georgia. Chasing 182 runs, a couple of 50s were scored.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
what
dropped.
that one is a thick edge on that one.
That's a gallant
went right
effort.
through the slips. That ball came, a swing at it, a thick edge. Slips man dove, didn't connect, and it went straight through to the boundary for 4 runs. Bring the score up to 44 runs for the loss of 1 wicket right here in Georgia. Cricket, lovely cricket. Yes, truly, Ruler Brown along with Mr. Phillips, Enos Phillips right here from Tropical Sports Club, Ruler Brown from Ruler Brown Network. Bringing to you cricket. The 3rd annual cricket champion today takes home $6,000.
That's carelessness.
That one handcuffed him.
That's no need right there, Mr. Brown. You just got some, you got 6 on a 4, that's 10. About 12 in the over.
Yes, it did.
And as a commander-in-chief, he got to lead by example. That was a little bit rash right there for the leader.
I agree with you on that one.
That's more like it.
Yes, it
Back
did.
onto the back foot, stroke it back up to the wicket. The bowler followed through and picks the ball up.
End of the over, right here. The 3rd.
So after 4 overs, chasing
40,
a total of 183, 44 for 1.
44 for 1, chasing 182 runs right here. Exciting cricket. I know it's going to come down to those last couple of overs. You know, the score set at 182 were 9 runs and over. And typically, you may say that's a good score. But on a field like this, anything is possible.
At this stage of the Eagles' innings, they were 42 without loss. So it's even Stevens.
Yes, indeed. The game is even thus far.
Just the 1 wicket is the difference.
Atlanta Premier League cricket. 3rd year this is being put together. Future Tech is one of the leaders behind this. And again,
So I think we're going to have a change of bowling from the southern end. It seems like it's going to be Dancer Ayat, a man with a lot of experience, both in the local and international level. And this he's going to see if he's going to bring his experience into play right here.
could you talk a little more in terms of some of the experience who
He's
played
going to
for?
go medium right arm fast over the wicket.
Okay.
Very, very experienced cricketer.
Uh-huh.
And the Eagles need all his experience to come into play right now. And if you are the Lightning, you want to get him out the attack as quick as possible.
Yes, folks. The Eagles versus the Lightning in the finals.
Oh, hit that one down to backward point.
Collected cleanly by the fielder.
Straight to the fielder, picks it up, relays it to the man at cover, to the man at extra cover, and to the man at mid-off.
Ismail Parchment with extra cover. Didn't do well in the opening stands. Made 1 run.
That's the game of cricket.
Yes, indeed. Part of the game. Bounce at that one,
played.
guided
And well
cleanly.
played.
Yes, well played. Took 1 hop in front of the fielder.
So 1 more to Anderson. He goes up to 18. And the total goes up to 45. Win over number 5. So right around where they want to be. 5 runs and over.
SD chasing 182 runs for victory here. Once a good afternoon to Mr. Tony Carr. Ball delivered. The batsman get behind that one and just tucked it back to the bowler. Gathers it with his foot
and immediately you can start to see the experience of Mr. Ayat. Very, very experienced cricketer.
Yes, folks, in Covington, Georgia. Cricket, lovely cricket. Rule around alongside Mr. Enos Phillips providing commentary.
Oh, this one is wide outside the off stump. Signal wide by umpire Lindo. So 1 more to the total.
Also, good evening to John Campbell. Where in Covington is this? This is at the YMCA in Covington, right off of, I think, 178, something like that. John Campbell, walk on. Sheldon Senior, how you doing, sir? Big singer in the building on Facebook, live.
Oh,
and that one is out to people. How to call back. That one eluded the wicketkeeper. That one bounced up, got a thick edge. Wicketkeeper dove. Mr. Phillips, what do you think is happening? The second time we've seen.
You see, you can't have fielder. First of all, you can have fielder every position on the field or everywhere on the field.
Yeah.
The third man is a little bit to his right.
He's right,
but if he'll be in a straight, a third man, he probably will get around.
Pick it up,
but there's a good delivery ball there by Mr. Ayat.
Yes.
And he didn't have a slip in. If he would have a slip, he will be gone straight down Broadway.
Indeed. Overcast, as you can see. Look at dark, some clouds are here. Currently 85 degrees. Beautiful.
Well played. Just comes onto the front foot. All elbows, strokes it to the man at cover. And the captain seems to be, getting a little bit better with every delivery.
Yes, the skipper really is respecting the good balls and dispatches the bad ones, which you should be doing in a game like this. A 2020 is a T20. Lightning chasing Eagles. Eagles made 182 runs in their turn at bat.
Oh, beautiful
what a
play.
beautiful smash. That was dispatched. Looks like it's going to be 4. 4-run signal by umpire Lindo. And again, folks, it's going to be quite an interesting finish. Chasing 182 runs made by Eagles. Lightning are here trying to strike. Yes, indeed. What a shot. As we see the sunlight comes back, pushes some of the shadows to the edge of the boundary. Decent turnout right here at the YMCA in Covington, Georgia.
So replying to 182, the Lightning of 54 for 1 of 5 overs.
Yes, indeed.
It's a good going their way. Everything looking good so far. The captain, the commander-in-chief, he tried to lead from in front.
And again, the run rate we're looking at here is about 9 runs and over. So if they can maintain 9 runs and over, look, they could walk away with $6,000. Run-up gets $4,000. And third consolation is for $2,000. Annual Atlanta Premier League right here in Covington, Georgia.
So this is the last over for the power play. And I'm pretty sure the Eagles will be very happy to see the power play over. And this one just get back in the wicket and turn it
back to
square. Picks up a single. He goes up to... He goes up to 20, and the total goes up to 55. Win over number 6.
Yes, there are persons on Facebook asking, where's the game being played? It's played at the YMCA in Covington. And when is the next game? The next game, this is the final actually. It's an annual APL cricket.
Oh, he
he's bowled him. Bowled him, tried to play through the line of that one on the leg side, and he was bowled. Loss of the second wicket.
And Mr.
What
Brown,
a ball.
Now, I wouldn't say what a ball. That's very, very, very disappointing for the captain.
Well, the ball was pitched up.
I
think the approach was right, but he didn't. I don't think he was behind the ball in the right way, I think.
That's a bad shot. He should have just stayed there. They're right in the game.
Straight, yes.
Yeah, they're right in the game. There's no need for that shot. That's just erratic and careless from the captain. On my point.
All right, persons are saying I should zoom. I'm not sure I can zoom on this thing while I'm doing Facebook.
And I'm pretty sure Mr. Brown, the manager, probably saying to himself, how could you?
Folks on Facebook, a lot of people on Facebook watching. I don't have the ability to zoom on this one, so. Yes, I want to say good evening to Crystal Green down there in Clarendon, Jamaica, Michael Hugh and John Campbell. I think John Campbell is here in Georgia. And cricket is being played here in the Georgia area, Atlanta, Metro Atlanta. Many teams are here. So if you go to agcc.org, you'll see some of the scheduled games, or Georgia Supreme Cricket League.com, gscl.com. Cricket is played here. Lots of cricket are being played here in Georgia.
So the new batsman is Ricardo Powell, another experienced batsman. And this type of batsman who can just take the ball into the scruff of the neck.
No, Mr. Powell, I understand he's played
Yeah.
for Jamaica. Mr. Powell, I understand he's played for Jamaica.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
And there's something about with the Powell. You look at the likes of Tony Powell.
Yeah, yeah.
You look at like Ricardo and Tony's father.
Yes.
Yeah, they all hit the ball really hard.
Yeah.
But see, these are the two batsmen that were not out in the first game, so they need a partnership.
Yes.
Very experienced. Oh,
And there's gonna be another wicket. Oh, that was a missed timing there.
Now.
That ball should have been.
No.
That one should have been picked off. Yes, that one should have been picked off. That one went.
So 4 for Mr. Powell. He's off the mark. He's 4, and the total is 59 for the loss of 2.
That ball went to long on. The fielder, for some reason, mistimed it, touched his hand and went into the boundary for 4 runs.
The bowler loses his run up, turn around, walk back to his mark.
Yes, for dropping a catch like that off Mr. Powell, that could be a valuable one.
Yeah,
right?
You might end up paying for it in the long run.
Exactly.
Oh, beautifully bowled.
What a
Get
delivery.
back, the out off of the bat and run down to Gully. One more to Mr. Powell. He's on 5, and the total goes up to 60. Win over number 6, which is the end of the power play.
All right, John Campbell here in Conyers, which means you're the next town over. You can drive, come down to the Y. You'll be able to see the rest of the game. It should be exciting.
And the batsman on strike is Shayna Anderson. Now, these two need to stay there if they have to have any chance of winning this game. This is the pair that got to stay there. Short, Anderson back in his wicket. Try to pull that. A little bit too early in the shot. And the man at short mid-wicket picks up. No further damage done to the total. And the bowler walked back to his mark. Well bowled, he just runs that down to a white third man. No chance of a run. So the end of over number 6, and after 6 over, the end of the power play. 60 for 2, chasing 182 runs.
60 for 2, folks. 60 for 2, right on the run rate. 60 for 2 is 10 runs and over. The Eagles made 182. Basically, they were 9 runs and over. 60 for 2 off of 6 overs, 10 runs and over. So they're ahead of the run rate. Also, good evening to Amy Grant.
So then we continue from the southern end, and we'll be bowling to Ricardo Powell. So experience versus experience here. This is going to be some battle. And if there's anybody that knows better about Ricardo Powell, he got to be Mr. Hyatt. So the man comes off the mid-off boundary. He's short. He's a mid-on. Mid-wicket. Backward square on the fence. Well bowled. He comes onto the front foot. Pushes up the extra cover. No chance of a run. There's a point. There's a third man wide. There's a short fine leg. And there's a man on the cover boundary. So some more adjustment to the field. They pull the man from mid-off short, put him back on the fence, bring the mid-wicket in, side the circle. Bowie hit that one. And bounce, one bounce over the field ahead and into the boundary for 4. So 4 more to Powell. The total goes up by 4 to 64. Outside the off stump, he went for the drive, misses the outside edge. And call it by the wicket keeper. Good delivery from Hyatt. Oh, he hit that one and it's gone out of the park. Straight back over the boulder head for 6. Magnificent shot by Powell. The total goes up by 6 to 70.
That's the point we were saying earlier. Dropping someone like a Powell, get a chance, they'll come back and they'll punish you. They'll make you pay for it.
And Powell is on 16.
16.
15.
There's folks, a mammoth 6.
And at this point, Mr. Brown, you wonder what's going through the mind of that fielder. Was it mid-on, short mid-on? What's going through his mind right now?
Indeed. Your thought in terms of a change of bowler, you have folks like Camillus Alexander, good spin bowler that can come in and contain the batsman. You think at what point the captain should be thinking of making a change?
Yes, but it's a dangerous batsman right there at the crease. And as long as he stay there for the 20 over, it's going to be over. Yeah. He's very dangerous. And the man who spilled that catch, he's probably saying, now, please, somebody, please get him out. Maybe the one probably need to come and get the ball and see if he can get him out.
A lot of extra balls are being utilized at this moment.
Oh, Powell back. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
One. Wow.
Straight over mid-wicket and
Yes,
into
indeed.
the boundary for 6. Another big shot again by Powell. So he races up to 21 and the total goes up to 76 for the loss of 2 wickets.
A lot of bat speed on that one. Had no chance of catching up to that one. Smashes into the boundary for 6 runs.
So Ayat decided to go around the wicket, pitch that one shot, and Powell was equal to the task to hit that one over mid-wicket for 6. Oh, down the leg side, and Powell have almighty swing at it. So that's 1 wide, and the total goes up to 77.
Wow. Eagles definitely need a breakthrough at this point, or it's a Lightning will just blaze the place up in no time.
He just comes inside to work that one down. A beautiful, a whole lot of timing. Straight down to backward square for 4. Beautiful shot against from Powell. He goes up to 25, and the total goes up to 81.
You know, this morning in
after 7 overs.
In the game this morning in the semi-final, this team that's batting really just erased their target in no time in 10 overs. Do we think we could get somewhere close to this?
That's the pair that was there. And both of them can hit the ball well.
Yes.
So what the Eagles need now, they need to break one of these
one of
break
these
the pair
partners.
here. Try to
Yes.
get one of these batsmen out.
Yes, indeed. 77 for the loss of 2 wickets.
81.
Oh, I'm sorry. 81.
So it's going to be a change of bowling from the northern hen. It's going to be the captain himself. So the commander-in-chief, he comes on to see if he can stem the flow of runs. So he's marshalling his troop. He have extra cover on the fence. He got a mid-arm back, wide, a mid-off straight. He's going to bowl with a back with a point. And man seem to be going to extra cover. Short, fine leg. A short, a man forward a square. And a man on the mid-wicket boundary. So, and this one back in his wicket and pushes up on the onside. Picks up a single. The total goes up by 1 to 82. So another 101. From 12, Mr. Brown, that's really, that's reachable, that's gettable.
It is. Remember in the first inning, after 10 overs, Eagles were at 102. And they were contained to only make 182. So, what a beautiful guidance of a ball.
Picks up a single. The total goes up by 1 to 180 to 83.
100 runs needed for the victory here. 100 required in 12.4 overs.
Oh, he hit that one down and goes to third man. And another single.
Man, a third man's quite busy finding the gap and getting it down to third man. Ball cleanly picked up and throws back in. 99 runs needed for victory right here. Some cheerleading going on the field.
Oh, well bowled. Beautiful delivery by the captain, and Mr. Powell was getting ready to smash that straight down Broadway.
Well, the thing is, he was committing himself a little earlier. The ball didn't come through, so he just...
That's the experience for you right there.
Indeed. Wisely just dabbed it back along the wicket. And that one is
full
gone.
toss,
Big
and he just helped it on the way all the way over backward for 6.
6 runs and...
So Mr. Powell goes up to, quickly goes up to 32, and the total to 90 for 2.
Folks, this could be coming to an end shortly at this rate, at this pace. We talked earlier, when you drop a quality batsman like Mr. Powell, this is what happens.
That's right.
You pay for it.
And see, a batsman with the caliber of Mr. Powell, he don't give you a whole lot of chances. So when you get the one opportunity, you got to take it.
You got to take it, indeed.
So if he stayed, and he's the type of batsman who will be able to pay for your mistake. No. This time he get inside the wicket and pull it down the backward square for 4. Another fine shot. So he goes up to 36, and the total goes up to 94.
94 runs.
In 8 overs. So things looking real ominous here for the Eagles.
90.
So this could be over in a blink of an eye.
Yes, indeed. We aren't even past the halfway mark, and we're at 94 runs. What a batting.
And the thing about it, with Mr. Powell, all he needs is somebody to just, occupy the other hand with his experience. And it's going to be Jadal, the new bowler.
Chirac is the new bowler coming in from the southern end. It's going to be bowling left arm.
And we have a mid-off back on the fence. Look like he's going to have a mid-arm back on the fence. There's a man at extra cover. There's a sweeper on the boundary. There's a cover. There's a third man short. A man around the corner. And then there's a short mid-wicket. And a mid-wicket back on the fence. So you got and he will be bowling to Sashane Anderson. Well bowled, and this just pushes up on the outside. The man off the long on boundary comes in,
Well
picks up.
flighted.
So 1-1 to the total. It goes up to 23. And this goes up to 23, and the total goes up to 95. And we in over number 9. This bring Ricardo Powell into strike. And he's very interested to see what's going to happen right here. Well, ball is struck on the pad. It seemed like a little bit bad on pad there. Oh, it seemed like a little nick. It must be. This was pretty close.
Yes,
all the players went up. Umpire Linder said not out with a shake of the head. And the bowler walked back to his crease, a little bit disappointed, but it's all in the game. It's a gentleman game. The again is off the bat into the pad. A little bit casual for Mr. Powell with the first delivery.
Folks, just want to remind you that at the completion of this game, a presentation ceremony will take place here in the commentators' booth on the stage. You cannot afford to miss it.
So a good battle is developing here right here between the bowler and Mr. Powell. He hit that one and that's gone. That's gone straight over mid-on and into the over the boundary for 6.
That's a
fine shot.
Straight back over the wicket for 6 runs.
So he moved up by 6 to 42. On the total is 101 for 2. How many balls he's faced? About 20 balls? 15 deliveries.
15 deliveries, 42 runs. What a piece of batting.
I think the bowler wouldn't mind that. This time he drive a little inside off of the bat. The man from mid-wicket comes around, picks up, and just tosses the ball back to the bowler. He goes up by 1 to 43.
43 off of 16 deliveries.
And it's 102 for 2. This brings Anderson on strike.
At 102 for 2, the Eagles were 10 overs. So they're clearly ahead of the run rate here.
Well bowled, well played too. The keeper scampered from behind the wicket. So the end of the over number 9, it's 102 for 2.
102 for 2. And just remind the folks that the Eagles, when they batted, were 102 for 2 after 10 overs. So with that over the speed, these guys have really 102 means they need 81 runs for victory off of 11 overs.
So 66 balls and 81 run.
Cricket, lovely cricket here in Covington, Georgia.
It's going to be Alexander comes into attack, going to be bowling from the northern end. Another bowler with vast experience. So this also should be a real battle right here. And you have a mid-on wide. You're going to be bowling with a man on the extra cover boundary. A third man back, just inside the circle. A backward point. An extra cover. The man at mid-off goes straight back to the boundary. They're going to have a short mid-wicket. And a man at deep square just to the left of the umpire. Now he pulling the man from short, fine leg, and putting him on the backward square boundary. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men out, saving the boundaries.
5 men on the half side. Have a wicket keeper.
Just push them in this one run.
Yeah, man, good pass space in this. Right by the square leg.
Short on the back onto the back foot and bangs that one into the cover. The man off the extra cover boundary, fumble. The batsman get 1. It's 103 for the loss of 2.
80 runs for the big victory, folks. Take home all the candy. Right here.
In the spring Anderson strike.
Camillus Alexander.
That's the googly, and he just drive it down to wide mid-off. The fielder comes around, misfields, and he goes into the boundary for 4. And see, these are the kind of mistake you can afford to make at this point of the game. So 4 more to Anderson. He goes up to 27, and the total goes up by 4 to 107.
76 runs needed for the victory, folks.
And Mr. Brown, at this point, looking at the fielding team, you think they start to bow their head?
Well, you know, you can't do that. You have to really push hard.
Oh, beautifully bowled. That's the leg break. Beautifully bowled. Yeah. And if you have never played against Mr. Alexander, you'll be in trouble because he's such a crafty bowler.
Yes, indeed. He has about 3 different balls that he can give to you.
That's right.
He lets one right to the back of the arm, gives you the googly, the leg break, and sometimes he pushes to a quick half break. Now, good ball.
Just comes onto the front foot, runs in down, the man off the point comes in, picks up.
Yeah. You see, the way Mr. Alexander is bowling, you know, you get a little break here, get a wicket here, another wicket. Now we have a new ball game. So the fielders can't really give up like that. They have to just bear down.
Oh, well bowled. And he want to get away. I think Mr. Henderson want to get away from the bowling because he's... Mr. Alexander is so crafty. Like I said, if you hadn't played with him against him before, you don't know what to expect.
Indeed.
He's a guy that's full of disguise. But if there's a batsman who can handle him, he got to be Ricardo. Oh, he's in the here. He goes up to normal line. He's backing up. Will he catch it? Oh, he done brilliant into the catch.
This could be trouble. Yes, he's out. This could be trouble. Big wicket here.
And see, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
He's such a crafty bowler.
Indeed.
He bowled him the leg break. He went for the big hit over extra cover. He didn't come off.
Hung in
and it was a brilliant catch.
Yes,
so Ricardo is gone. Caught. And the man of the Joy Silva, the captain of the bowling of Kamala Santoni for 44. It's 108 for 2. So we have a game again. For 3, we have a game again.
3 wickets. Yeah, at the same point I was trying to make earlier. You get a wicket, another wicket, you put the pressure on the batsmen, and the run rate start to collapse. And at some point, you're going to have to go there and defend it. You know, it's an excellent start by Mr. Powell. Excellent batting. So with Camillus, and that's the point I made earlier about bringing in Camillus Alexander, because he mixes up the ball quite well. And clearly that's what has happened here. Now, once a bowler gets on top, you know, he'll be able to maintain the game so that it doesn't get out of hand.
108 for 3. And win Hobart on number for 10 overs. Now, Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
With the fall of Powell wicket, I think it's going to be very interesting here for the rest of the other 10 overs.
It certainly will be. It certainly will be. The run rate for the Eagles was 102 runs of 10 overs. Here there are 108 runs. The extra 6 runs.
Yeah, but the only difference is the Eagles didn't lose a wicket. So
well, there were 2 wickets and 3 wickets losses, respectively. So the thing is, you lose another wicket here. You know, it gets quite interesting.
He just choked up on the inside, off for a single. So one to Ishra. He's off the mark, and the total goes up by 1 to 109. So if you look at it at this point, Mr. Brown, the Eagles, they're the one on top because they didn't lose no wicket from 10 overs. So,
Yeah, man.
3 wickets? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
even Steven.
That's the point I was making earlier. I mean, they're slightly ahead of the run rate in the Lightning. But you see, coming with a dual spin attack, if they can bowl 4 overs and get the run rate a little more in control, it could be quite a finish.
But 60 runs to get 70 rod. 60 balls. Straight, he just comes and pushes it into the gap, picks up a single. And that's intelligent batting right there. You don't need no rush of blood. When the bad ball come out, you got to put it on the boundary.
Remember, in the other innings, the Eagles were doing well, but then Atul, I think, came on. Bowled 4 overs, quite economical.
This time he just whipped it down to the man at mid-on, picks up another single. And the total up to 111. For
111
3,
for
win
3.
over number 11.
11.
I'm thinking, Mr. Brown, this is going to be a close one.
It is. I really think so. If you can get another quick wicket pickup here, it would be quite interesting. And that's the point I'm making. You have 2 good spin bowlers coming on and really and truly are containing the batsman. So you're at 10 runs and over. If you get 2 more overs like this, you may bring it down to about 8.8, 9 runs and over. Makes it quite interesting.
Anderson hit that one. Will it carry? Yes, it will. It goes over the boundary now for 6.
Yes, indeed. That could be a big, that's
Yeah,
a big ball right
see,
there.
that's how you play the cricket. So
Pick your spots.
the end of the over number 11, it's 117 for 3. And that's intelligent batting from Henderson. Plays a good ball. When the ball is there to hit, you hit it.
Which means they need 66 runs for victory right here.
And 54 deliveries plus tax.
9 overs remaining, 63 runs, 9-7, 63, 7 runs and over.
But you gotta throw in a wide delivery sometimes.
Well, 7 runs and over. Runs
Okay.
and wides, the old 9 yards. Getting a little dark. What do you think in terms of bringing back the pace bowler when it gets a little dark? Not necessary.
You gotta
Spin
keep
bowler.
Alexander Hahn. He's
Yes, indeed.
he's one of the best bowler in the world.
Yes, indeed.
At this level.
Indeed. And I think also that it wasn't a bad over by the bowler at the southern end here.
Just the leg break, well bowled.
Yes,
the batsman
indeed.
come on the front foot, catches.
Yes, man. This could be quite interesting.
And the thing about it, you can't let him get on top. Once he get on top of you, it's over.
Exactly. He bowled 4 over and probably 10 runs.
Oh, that's the Google. He didn't pitch as though he wanted it. They scamper for
Bit
1.
short.
They think about coming back for the second.
Good
They, oh, we
for
got to
second.
hurry.
It's gonna be
gotta
out,
hurry
run
back.
out, and
they make it quite
the
comfortable.
keeper missed it. Wow.
So
Gallant
one
effort.
more to the total. He goes up to 112 for 3. 118 for 3. And what was going through Mr. Henderson's mind?
Yes, to risk a second run, it wasn't
the
there at all.
The ball was in the field of hands.
I know.
They need him to stay at the wicket. Oh, well played. Just to the left of the man at extra cover. Now they can scamper home for 2. A little misfield. So 2 more to... Who this? Anderson? 2 more to cut.
2 more.
to Anderson. He goes up to 37, and it's 120 for the loss of 3.
Now the 63 runs for victory here.
Well, see, that's how you got to pick. You got to pick. You can't attack this guy. That's exactly how you got to play him to the left. Brilliantly done by the man at third man. Running to his right. Picks up. Another single to Anderson. He goes up to 38. And it's 121.
121 for the
So
loss of 3 wickets. Good ball.
Well bowled.
Well bowled.
That's
well
pitch
bowled.
and bounce.
Yes.
But see, this is how you got to play, Mr. Brown. You
Nice.
got to pick the single up. And once you pick up the singles, you get the runs.
Yeah.
No need to try to bully this bowler.
Looked like he dropped that one on the seam, got a bounce. Overpitch that one.
Over pitch, just
Yes.
works it down to mid-on, a single. It's 122 for the loss of 3 after 12 overs. So
61 to go.
From 48 delivery.
8 overs, 61 to go.
Now, if you're the batting side, what you want to do, you want to calculate your
run rate.
You got Alexander with 2 more overs.
Right. To
The
get
sa-
him off.
the same thing goes for the fielding team. Will you risk bowling him or bowl him out, or do you save him?
Yes, folks, a 3rd annual APL cricket here in Covington, Georgia. Remind you that the audio sound is presented by Arista Movement. And if you'd like to contact Alvin at 321-682-0362 or Pat, 678-508-7128, where they specialize in reggae, hip-hop, R&B, sound support service.
So Dan Zayat is back into the attack. You're going to bowl with a mid-off back, mid-arm back, square leg, mid-wicket back on the fence, backward square on the fence. You're going to be bowling with no slips, a 3rd man on the boundary, a cover, a sweep on the boundary. Then he's going to be bowling with a point and an extra cover. So he's bringing the backward square leg off the boundary.
And while there's an adjustment to the field here, video service being provided by Vakiti Creations, where they do photo, video, lighting, and DJ.
Oh, hit that one. That will run away for 4. I don't
Yes.
think he will get around. It goes into the boundary now for 4.
Yes, indeed.
So
Beautiful
4
stroke.
to Anderson. And the total goes up to 126 with over number 13.
Yes, folks, as I was saying, for video services, you can check out the website www.vakiti, that's VAKITI.com. Vakiti.com, contact them at 770-468-2921. 770-468-2921.
This time he comes onto the front foot, pushes up back. And a little misfield, sloppy cricket here from the Eagles. And the batsman scampered home for a single, bring the total to 127.
Yes, folks, if you'd like some photo services, some excellent photo services, check out Vakiti Creations. Check their website, vakiti.com.
Oh, he whipped that over backward square. Beautiful shot. The one bounce into the fence.
Yes, indeed.
And it's 6. Actually carries a magnificent shot. He just uses the pace and just whipped that over backward square and over the boundary for 6. Took the total up to 133. And the lightning is starting to flash here at the Oval.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of lightning, make sure you check out Vakiti Creations. They provide photo, video, lighting, and DJ. Check them out at www.vakiti.com. Contact 770-468-2921. Quite an interesting game. Look like it's getting out of hand.
So Mr. Ayat decided to go around the wicket now and see what strategy he got in plan here. But the lightning is flashing here. This time he just rocks on the back foot and just dropped it dead in front of him. Take the pace off the ball and scampers home for a single.
Remember, folks, immediately after this game, the presentation is going to take place on stage here. So please We're asking everyone to assemble as quickly as the game is over. The presentations are going to be taking place right here. The third annual Atlanta Premier League.
So Anderson goes up by 1. He's 40. 45, 134. Oh, backward slash that one onto backward point, comes across. The man from third man picks up. And another single. It's 135.
135, which means another 48 runs to win. 48 runs to win, folks.
And looking at the Eagles, they started bow their heads.
Certainly, Eagles need a break.
And another time, we just run it down, stand straight to the man, just to his left. So the end of a very productive over there for the Lightning. After 13, they're 135 for the loss of 3.
135 for 3 right here, Ruler Brown alongside Mr. Enos Phillips. Again, if you'd like some photo, video, lighting, and DJing, check Vakiti Creations. That's VAKITI.com. And you can contact them at 770-468-2921. Or for your sound, their audio sound, check out the one and only Arista.
So it's going to be Alexander to continue from the northern end.
He's bowled 2 overs so far, 2 effective overs, and I'm sure he's looking for a breakthrough right here. Mr. Alexander, Camillus Alexander, mixes up the ball quite well. He has 3 deliveries that you can never tell when he's going to come through with one.
Oh, that's a little risky. The
That's
ball
gonna run to the boundary for 4
get there.
runs.
It goes into the third man fence now for 4.
Wow.
So
Well
a little
pitched
luck on
ball,
this side.
a thick edge. It did never slip, so it just it went straight
But
actually.
sometimes, Mr. Bro, you wonder the cricket. you're in control of the cricket. You're playing some rash shots.
Yes, indeed. You know.
A boundary is a boundary, but
And you know what is happening also? The pressure is now building.
think about you have
on
a
the
man in the
Eagles.
slips.
Yeah.
Now they put the slips in,
Yeah.
but will it be a little bit too late?
It's a deep slip also.
This time he hit it back to forward the screen, and that's into the boundary, another boundary. And they started to run away here from the Eagles. It's 143, and we're in the
Which
6th,
means
the 14th
runs,
overs.
40 runs needed for victory, 14th over. Another 6 overs and
40 runs or 40 balls? No, 39 balls.
39 balls, 40 runs.
This time he drive to the straight down to mid-off, another single, 9 from the over so far.
Again, folks, just want to remind you that immediately after the completion of the game, please, please come to the booth. And
144 for the loss of 3. And oh, what we have here is a lot of people, another. So a dot ball. And Mr. Brown, if ever they need a wicket now, and I mean next delivery.
commentary provided by Enos Phillips and yours truly, Ruler Brown from Ruler Brown Network.
This time he just killed the pace of the ball, runs it down to gully, picks up by the man, another single. The total goes up by 1 to 145. So they're pretty much in control here, Mr. Brown. No need to hurry.
Yes, and I can see some form of frustration being exhibited by Mr. Alexander. Sometimes that's also the way it goes. You bowl well.
And
but the batsman
sitting here looking at the Eagles box, the press box for the Eagles or the Eagles stand. I can tell there's a whole lot of dejected faces over there.
Yes, indeed.
Because you ever heard they say Capleton song?
Which one that now?
The one they say, the eagle can fly, because they broke his wing. He can't cruise.
Okay, no cruising taking place.
No,
here now.
I think the wings they clip the wings right here.
Yeah.
But it's a game of glorious uncertainty. A wicket here,
Yeah.
in 1 over, another wicket, and things could change.
Of course, you could get 2 wickets quickly and
So a
it
little-
could change the complexion of the game.
A little refreshment for the batsmen in the middle, and they surely deserve it.
Well, they say they ain't over till it's over, till the fat lady sings, so you know it already. Third.
Like I said, there's no need to, no hurry, and it's a new bowler. Oh, this could be trouble. Yeah, will it carry?
It's gonna carry.
Oh, yes, it does. So 6 more runs, and the lightning is really flashing here at the oval. He hit that one just over there that the man at mid-on, and that's the 54. Anderson, well played. And again, he proved to be a valuable player for the Lightning because in the first game, he stayed there. He weathered the storm and see them to victory. And it looked like it's a repeat. This time, he just gets in the wicket and turn it down the backward square. Picks up another single. 152 for 3. We in over number 15.
31 remaining.
This time, well done.
Oh, beautifully stopped
Well
right
done.
there.
The batsman goes 2 for a single. 154 for the last of 3. 153 for 3.
30
Win
runs.
over number 15.
5 runs, 30 runs, 6 runs and over needed right here by my math.
This time he hit it to the man at mid-on deep. Picks up another single.
Long on. Picks up, throws it back in.
So 1 more to the total. 154. Another 29 more runs.
Oh, that's a
yeah, that's going to
powerhouse
be carried.
six.
That's going to be carried.
That's
It's
a
over mid-off
powerhouse
and
6.
over top for 6. So
well played, 6.
why not? You're in control. And it seems like they're going to be the champion, Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir. Looks like it. No doubt about this one.
160 for the last of 3.
They batted smartly. Went out there, picked their spots.
And you know, a lot of credit must go to Mr. Powell, too.
Indeed, indeed.
This time he just works it down to mid-wicket. The man came off the fence, picks up. Another single, 161.
Yes, indeed. Just want to remind everyone, at the completion of the game, please come to
Another
this
22
spot.
more runs from 5 overs.
Yeah, please come to this part of the stage when the presentation is going to take place for the 3rd annual Atlanta Premier League. A winner picks up $6,000 and a beautiful trophy. And they're also going to be determining the best batsman, best bowler. Come and cheer on the respective players right here. Mr. Powell, Mr. Enos. Just your reflection on what you thought. What your thoughts are as far as this.
Well, the total was there. As they say in cricket, you know, it's on the board. But I think where it slipped away from them with the first delivery that Mr. Powell faced.
Yes, yes.
And they failed to take the catch.
That was the game, yeah.
Yeah. That would have been a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a game of cricket.
Yeah.
You know, you get chances, and he utilized the chance.
And again, you know, 3 wickets are gone. You have 3 quick losses, a wicket in over 2. Hey, still have a game. So it ain't over till it's over, they say.
He just stroked it down to the man at mid-off, comes off the fence, picks up another single. 162 for the loss of 3. Bring Anderson on strike. And you got to tip you off on odds off to Anderson. He plays a magnificent inning.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, well bowled. That must be the googly.
Yeah. How did they,
You can see him shaping to hit that leg break through the cover.
Yeah, the batsman was in all forms of contortions during shows.
See him off. That's your last over. See him off.
Mm-hmm.
Drive back up to the bowler. Picks up. Well run single, just drop it, kill the pace of the ball, just roll it out on the offside, picks up a single. One more to the total, goes on to 163, so another 20 from 26.
Quicker ball delivered.
Drive it to the man at extra cover, no runs. Total remaining 163. So this should be the last delivery from Alexander. Ooh. Well bowled.
Yeah,
he chased that ball.
Yes.
So the end of Alexander's spell, 4 overs, no maiden, 24 runs, 23 runs, 1 wicket. The prize wicket of Ricardo Powell.
And he didn't really bowl badly at all.
And Mr. Brown, you think if Mr. Powell was still at the wicket, the game would have been over?
Well, we don't know. But it would have been...
Cry, baby.
We don't know that he could have been losing wicket at the other end also. You know the cricket already, you know.
You don't get what I said, right?
No, you said if he was still there.
At the wicket?
Right, if he was still at the wicket, yeah.
You
probably.
don't think the game would have been over?
Well, we don't know.
Oh. Huh?
Eh?
Long time.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, he had a chance early in the game and they didn't capitalize. So the game going on. Ball is round.
Chirag, we continue from the southern end. And he just drive it back in the ground, picks up by the bowler. So 23 more deliveries to get 20 runs. Oh, beautiful shot. Magnificent shot.
Wow.
He hit that with immense power over wide mid on and over the boundary for 6. And that eased the pressure.
Yes, indeed. Another
Fine shot by Anderson. He goes up by 6 to 61, and the total goes up by... Oh, okay. The total goes up by 6 to 169.
They need another 15 or so runs to win.
Another 14.
14, yes, indeed.
This time he hit it down on the ground. The man will come up the the long on fence, picks up another single. He goes up to 70. And it's a 62. 170 for the loss of 3. Another 13 runs to get. He drives straight down to mid-off, picks up by the fielder. So it's just a stroll in the park from here on, Mr. Brown.
Indeed it is. And, you know, there's kind of anticlimactic. We're expecting much. But somehow, that's the way the cricket goes sometime, you know. You drop a catch here.
Oh.
And this batsman is seeing the ball quite well, hitting it real hard. Steering his team to the bank with 6,000.
Total goes up by 1 to 172 for 3. So another 11 runs. Oh, valiant effort. Hit with tremendous power just to the left
Right
of the
in
field
the
at extra
covers.
cover. He spills it.
Yes, it
And
is.
another single, so the total goes up to 173 of over 17 overs.
Normally Ishmael comes up with those balls, you know. And I don't know, maybe it's the reflection of the game at this point. He just did not come up with that one.
So 10 more runs required of 18 deliveries.
Remember, folks, immediately after the game, we're asking folks to come and meet right near the stage here where the presentation is going to take place.
It's a new bowler right here. So we have a new bowler from the northern end. Kalyan. As he comes right arm over the wicket. The batsman is back and just bang it down to extra cover on the boundary. Just a single. And why not? 164, 174 for the loss of 3.
9 runs required for the victory here today on the 3rd annual Atlanta Premier League.
This time he tried to hit it over mid-wicket. It came off the pad. No runs. He hit that one high and hard and straight out of the ground. Straight over long on for 6. Another fine shot by Henderson. So he goes up to 69 and the total goes up to 180. So just another 3 runs. And yet another change of ball. So 3 more runs to get. And all the fieldsmen will comes in. This time that will go and be hit. The ball eludes the fielder, backward square and goes into the boundary now.
For 4 runs.
And the Lightning are the 2017 American APL champion. Well played, Sashane Anderson. He's not out on 73 of 48 delivery. 4-4 and 6 sixes. Not out, Ishwood. 31 of 21.
Yes,
3,
folks,
4, and a 6. So congratulations to the Lightning
for being the 2017 champion of the Atlanta Premier League. And again, folks, we're going to be asking folks to come and assemble near the stage as there's a presentation that's going to take place in the next 5 minutes or so. Folks, please come to this part of the parking area on behalf of Mr. Enos Phillips and myself, Ruler Brown. Your commentary, summarize it.
Well, I think the best team win.
Yes,
they
yes.
play together. They stick together. They play as a team, and in the end, I said the best team win. And of course, there's only one team can be a winner.
Absolutely.
And that's the Lightning. And congratulations to the guys. And we're looking forward next year for a better competition. And hope to see everybody here next year again.
On behalf of Future Tech Atlanta Premier League, Future Tech Atlanta Premier League and some of the companies under their ammo services, Recevia, Nationwide Recovery Service, Hope Dental Group, Norin Technologies, Premier IT Solutions, Apridat, and Back in the Black. Some of the sponsors for this event, 2017 Atlanta Premier Cricket League. And on behalf of Enos Phillips and myself, folks, we're asking folks to come over here for the big week celebration. It's going to take place. Ruler Brown, peace out.